I wrote my entire thesis around the idea that if you can regain a sense of control over your life in whatever capacity, that is the best thing that you can do for your mental health. Control is one of like the foundational psychological experiences, I guess, right? Like if you can maintain that level of control or regain a sense of control. With depression, there's a sense of a lack of control over, you know, what's happened in the past and being unable to change it. With anxiety, it's uncertainty about the future, aka a perception that you cannot control your future. So if you can take back an element of control, that's the best thing you can do, just generally speaking.
Okay, you're smashing that out of the park, but you're not hitting yellow. You have to talk into it.
I'm not a loud guy. As far as depression, the first thing you want to do is identify triggers and identify if it's endogenous or exogenous depression. Meaning, is it does it have a source? Like, is there a reason? Like, do you have a shitty job? Like, are you in a bad relationship? Like, that could very well be the case, right? Did you lose somebody? If that is the case, then, you know, maybe it's just a time thing. Maybe it's you need to resolve the problem. If it's endogenous, meaning it's sort of internal, you can't seem to escape it. Things are going generally well, but you can't.
Is that the clinical one?
These aren't clinical terms. The clinical term is major depressive disorder, but yeah, I mean, there's different types of depression, obviously, right? If that's the case, I mean, a lot of people are against medications. For the most part, I am too, but sometimes I think, like, if you're in a very deep depression, the medication can get you to a point where at least it can stabilize you in order for you to go see a counselor, in order for you to motivate yourself to get a job and to do things. Antidepressants, SSRIs.
Any antipsychotics?
Depending, it could be. Yeah.
Let me expand on that a bit for our podcast here. What if
the Earth is flat?
What if yeah, that guy's funny. What if
Anyways, guys, the whole point of what I'm trying to say is try to regain a sense of control, perceived control, right, over your life. I imagine for a lot of people who are struggling right now with mental health issues, they can point to something that feels like maybe is out of their control. That's the element of counseling of psychology. That's what I wrote my thesis on. That's been my experience in counseling more generally. Of course, that can go to an extreme in obsessive compulsive disorders.
What's the difference from internal, external in severity? Like, which obviously internal would be way worse.
Internal is difficult. I don't know. I don't know. I don't
like
know.
They say.
It could be. It could be. I don't know. Obviously as a therapist, like, I push therapy. I think therapy is the one that is not a band-aid solution. You learn through cognitive behavioral therapy. You can learn like problem solving, coping skills, like all these things that will benefit you and will benefit your kids and will benefit your wife, because you explain these can explain these to different people. I've noticed that obviously there's a genetic component for, you know, in addictions and things like that, but in cases like where one of the parents is addicted, I've noticed that on top of the genetic component, these kids never get a chance because they don't learn coping mechanisms. The only coping mechanism they see is their parents drinking. So it's very easy to replicate that.
Actually, I saw Leo Longevity talk about something. He said some people don't have ADHD, but they have abusive parents. So at 4 p.m. when they're done high school, they'll go to an abusive home and it will trigger them. And those kind of more micro,
if you can identify triggers,
excuse me,
sorry,
those micro traumas, right, or whatever macro traumas, keep accumulating. So at 4 p.m. as an adult, they'll have manic spasms or erratic behavior, and so yeah.
There's a lot of pattern matching. I think like I said, there's an element of control. There's an element of familiarity in doing things that you're used to doing. So even if as a child you experienced a lot of anxiety, you might be more comfortable in that anxiety as an adult because it's familiar to you. And not being anxious, there's sort of a lack of sense of control because you're just not used to that. So I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, but but I could see that, like, you know, as adults, we pattern match behaviors and thoughts and things like that from childhood. That I'll say this, here's my 2 cents. In all the 8 years that I spent in school, creating a sense of control over your life and identifying maladaptive patterns
are
the
control?
two.
Is that routine?
Yeah, it can be. Routine is really good actually, especially if you because if you have a routine and you can't. I'm just like going off about like certain
Yeah,
things that
yeah,
I
yeah.
was talking to
You're
my
way
clients
better if you
about.
don't look here. Just keep rattling on.
Yeah.
Go ahead, rattle off.
Routine is very good, guys, because it's also an indicator for when things are going bad. Sometimes we have trouble identifying when we're stressed out or if maybe we're missing things. But if you have a set routine and you know you have to be at the gym at a certain time, you have to be at work at a certain time, you have to be asleep at a certain
What
time,
if I can't get
and
out
you
of bed though?
but that's a good indicator. Then you know that's a red flag. Why didn't I go to the gym? That's a really good indicator. Now we've identified that something is potentially happening. Then we can take the other steps to address it and
What if I just can't get
to
off the
treat
bed?
it.
What if the depression is like a layered blanket
This
and
is what I'm saying. I'm generally I believe in therapy. I to my core I believe in counseling and therapy. More I would advocate it over medications. But in the case of somebody who can't get out of bed, how does that person
go
get the
back to normal
self-esteem, the
life?
self-efficacy? How do they find a job? How do they have the motivation to go to work without the medication? So sometimes it's better just get on the medication, maybe short term, if you're really against it,
Could you get
enough to
on
get you to the
could
job, and
you
then you break that cycle. Then you can
sorry
start
boss.
reinforcing like pause.
Could you
Are you
get
done? Are you
could
talking or am I talking?
yeah, you're talking. Sorry.
Okay, what? Go ahead.
I'm wondering, has anyone ever seen a psychiatrist, gotten on medication just for momentum and then kept it
Yes, that
going?
most people do. Most of my clients do that actually.
Oh,
I have a
always
lot
thought
of
the
clients that do
medication
that.
stories are like addiction stories, right?
No, you can't. Generally, you don't. There's no physiological addictive mechanism in SSRIs. Um, but yeah,
Okay.
I feel like Dr. Phil on Oprah. Come on.
Am I Oprah?
Yeah.
You get a bus. What about
Why so many therapists avoid the nature argument?
yeah, here's the biggest question on Twitch actually, right?
Because it
Why are so many therapists horrible at what they do and they're politically correct and
there's a lot of pressure to
no,
be
no, no,
politically
no,
correct,
no,
and
yeah,
the
but
doctors are having to be
check
politically
it out
correct.
though. Check me out. A lot of them will
Why don't you
have
go
their
off on the doctor?
no,
Go
but a
talk to
lot
the
of them
doctor.
will start talking about shrooms with their therapist, and this therapist will not say whether it's
Ah,
good or bad.
yes, because our job is not to give advice. If you want advice, you go to your friends. If you want to explore different things, different aspects of yourself, and I will say, in defense of therapists, sometimes you give up the battle for the war, right? So if your aim is to help the person get better, so maybe it doesn't make sense to call them out in that exact moment just because they mentioned that. Maybe it's something they're exploring. Well, why are you exploring that option? Why do you feel like you need to escape to another dimension? You can ask these kind of
Yeah.
questions. The one question that has been the most helpful, I
Yeah,
think, for my
stupid
clients.
fucking chat. Spicy chicken fingers.
I don't write prescriptions. I'm not an MD.
No. Well, why would anyone go to a psychiatrist before a therapist? What is that? Doesn't that sound stupid?
Psychiatrists are more so related with psychosis.
I heard
think, like
psychiatrists just
schizophrenia.
write a script. They don't even talk to them.
I don't know. I can't speak about psychiatrists.
Okay,
I don't know, but
a lot of these guys on chat have
but
gone and seen
when
specialists.
your weapon
and
is
they like
medication,
therapists more.
when your weapon is medication, you'll lean more towards prescribing medications. When your weapon is, whatever type of therapy you use, cognitive, behavioral, dialectical, these kinds of things, thank you, you'll gravitate towards that. So I think there's just a natural tendency for therapists to lean in the direction of counseling, and then for psychiatrists to lean in the direction of medications, prescriptions, things like that.
Eden, how do you think religion plays in curing depression? I would say I guess he's trying to talk about higher power for addiction.
I think, yeah, it's really important to get. Okay, so here's the thing. This is going to be a little bit.
Give us what you
maybe a little bit esoteric.
Give us like we're paying you.
This is a little bit. No. This isn't from a counseling.
Some subscriptions.
This
guys.
isn't from a counseling perspective. This is from a psychological perspective, and maybe it's a little bit esoteric. But try to stay with me, and I'm trying to think of it in my mind how it would work. If you believe that there is no, I'm a little bit sick, by the way. So, if I start coughing. If you believe that there is no higher power, then that makes you the highest power, right? That's a very egocentric take to personality to have, right? If you're egocentric and you're the highest power, you get to gratify any needs, any desires that you want in the moment. So there is no benefit to being disciplined. If you can satisfy immediate needs, which means turning to alcohol, turning to eating, turning to whatever. If you have a higher power and you're not the highest power that exists, then you can't justify a lot of these same things. You don't get to gratify all the needs because you're not the most important person in the room.
That idiot thinks you're making an atheist take. He's actually making the opposite take.
Any higher power, I'm saying.
So,
how the fuck did he get that?
Yeah, some of them are stupid. I'm sorry. A lot of them think
the whole point is
be your own god. And
no, I'm saying the opposite of that. If you don't have a higher being that you look to, you have to just by elimination you end up being that highest being.
What could be?
So if you're if you're the highest being, that's very that's what we would call egocentric, focused on the ego, on your personal self, right? And if you're the highest being, you get to satisfy and gratiate any needs that you have for yourself. And so that could easily turn into addiction. It could turn into sex addiction, alcohol, eating, all these different things, right? There's I guess what I'm trying to say is that there's a narcissism in that. And from, like I said, my background is in addictions. From an addictions perspective, especially if you think that that you're the most important thing, then again, it just in your mind you have that core belief, and then you have all these underlying assumptions that would need to reinforce that belief. So like John does, he orders a lot of food and he gets I want this right now and I'm going to have it right now. And I'm going to order $100 worth of steak and I want that thing and all this stuff. So I don't think any of that higher power,
if not a spiritual one, is there family? Can they replace it?
Yeah, of course, family. But there's something else I wanted to say and I don't remember now. Yes, family is very important. But I don't know, working with clients, like we grew up in a pretty solid family. I think we all supported each other. But as I started to work with clients, I noticed that that's not the case for a lot of people.
Joker Society, snake fuck bitch. I said all atheists are ugly, and I guess you don't want to comment on that. Sorry.
I will say this. I think if you can, in addictions, we would encourage people to take a more spiritual component. That doesn't mean like Christian or Muslim or whatever the case may be. Just that you're not the highest power. Right. And the second reason for that is that it offers them a radical perspective change. That it gets them out of that lifestyle and mindset that they've been living their entire lives, and it allows them to think with a different end a different lens, but different end to the way they perceive the world.
Yeah, I've always maintained. I don't know if you believe this, so I've never talked to you about this.
Religions opiate. Do they just quote like?
Yeah, they just they do Instagram quotes sometimes. They say never give up without a fight and shit.
But
hold on. Check me out though. Hey, you're on the Zherka show, buddy.
Disclaimer: some people have had really bad experiences with religion and spirituality.
Right, and that's exactly where I want to pause it. I've always maintained religion's there to enslave the idiot and enlighten the genius. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I feel like you want
have you noticed that? Have you noticed that dumb people religion are extremely dumb, but smart people with spirituality really go far in life?
No.
Okay. Next question.
No, you could be completely fine. I'm just saying that they're from a theoretical basis, right? Even morality. I don't know if you guys have heard this argument, but they say like, can morality exist in an atheistic like world? Yeah. And I'm of the mindset that you'll have like moral people here and there, but you'll never have a garden, like you can have a flower grow in the cracks between cement, but you'll never have a garden there. You have to cultivate it. I think a moral foundation.
I think the best argument for spirituality is like, where the fuck do laws come from? From fucking old ancient books.
Yeah, but where did the old ancient books
No, before that it was fucking pagan shit. Or excuse me, before that it was caveman shit. So I don't know. I think people should live in how about this? Check me out. I always talk about a faith-based frequency, right? That if you live with faith, it's a more optimistic approach to life. Because you're a fucking atheist. Admit it.
No, I'm not.
I mean, you've never talked about God your whole life.
Yeah,
compared to me, you're a fucking atheist, dude.
Yeah, but you like worship like flat earth and stuff.
Yeah, because I'm a flat earther, bitch. What the fuck? Yo, I'm gonna fucking choke this guy
Sean
out.
only does that for attention, though.
Really? You think it's for attention still? It's been years.
Hmm.
Get the fuck out of here, bro. This guy thinks he's on a spinning ball, this stupid cunt.
Also, the best argument I've heard for the fact that there's a heaven is somebody's like, well, if I told you that you're on a piece of dust floating through space, you'd say you're crazy, but that's exactly what we are. So who's to say that that's not going to happen again?
No, we're not in a
Or
piece
that
of
can't
dust,
happen
bro.
again.
That shit's retarded. You believe in primordial soup too? Shut the fuck up, bitch.
But whatever it is, you have to have like what is the Earth, flat Earth on? Like what is the
it's the basement of the universe.
what is the what is it in though? Like
what do you mean? It's
but it's just infinite?
No, it's encapsulated system.
Okay, but
It's a
what's
dome.
outside of the system? You
How would
still
that's
get-
like
you still get
that's like saying what's on the edge of space. I'm not God, bro.
Okay, so we get to the same like place. It's just that I put a little bit more space and you have just a flat Earth.
Yeah, and yours is CGI photos, and mine is literal fucking GoPro cameras and weather balloons at 120,000 feet in altitude. Fuck out of here. Could you beat John in a full-out fight? Most
No,
of his life
probably
he
not.
could. Most of your life.
Most of my life, but I think right now there's way too much of a weight difference. 60 pounds?
And experience.
60,
And
yeah.
experience difference. Like
Maybe, but
no, dude, sparring is not fighting. I would wipe the floor with you.
John's brother is gaslighting him.
I think they're doing memes or not. This is a girl, then it's not for.
Ask if your form of a higher power should be platonic.
Oh, that's actually a really good question for the
don't get
dating
that.
segments on our
Ask
podcast.
Eden what he thinks about porn and how it affects.
Okay,
Okay,
yeah, a lot of
so-
them are
okay.
addicted to fapping.
Okay, yeah. I have so many clients who have a problem with this, like young men mostly.
Oh yeah, I saw the studies. It's popular. This is a popular addiction now.
It is probably like the
And
top.
what's funny is that quick, what's that called? Quick reward path of
Yeah,
just
yeah,
going
yeah.
fapping. It starts to translate in their Cheetos eating.
Yeah,
They're drug
that's what I'm
taking,
saying. You go
alcohol.
back to that thing about being able to like gratify immediate needs. And I don't think so. Obviously, with porn addiction, the first thing that we look at is isolation and loneliness, right? That porn, masturbation, sex, like all these different things mimic in the brain an aspect of it mimics the idea, or it tricks your brain into thinking that there's a connection there. Even with masturbation, with pornography, when you're watching whoever, right? But yeah. But so that's the one thing that you want to look at. The thing that I was going to say that you interrupted me about.
How do you feel about your brother, Jon
The one
Zherka,
thing you guys-
how do you
here's
feel
one
about
question-
your brother, Jon Zherka, in 6 months getting out of poverty
Move.
and having
Move.
200,000
In
fucking
poverty,
dollars?
in poverty,
Yeah, bro.
in
Yo,
poverty.
bro, guess what, bro? I'm fucking rich as fuck. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? What are you going to do, bitch?
Okay. Sit
What are
down.
you going to do? Hey, give some subs. Fucking flex on this little bitch.
The one thing I was going to say, actually, I think a lot of these people, a lot of your viewers will benefit from this. The question that I always ask my clients is, whatever behavior, whatever thought that you're struggling with, the best thing you can do is ask yourself the question, what purpose does this serve?
What do you mean?
What purpose does you vaping right now serve?
With
would you
nail
say?
biting.
What purpose does it serve?
My
What
hands
purpose
hurt from
does
nail
nail biting
biting.
serve?
Oh, it's a oral fixation because I
All right,
feel
less
I need
Freudian.
mommy.
Very good.
Is that true?
Okay. All right. And the other one, maybe we can do it together. It's we call it the downward arrow technique. This is also something you guys can do yourselves. By the way, this is free counseling advice. I better get something for this.
Yeah, I'm paying you. I'm paying
Like,
you.
guys,
I'm
these-
paying you. I'm paying you.
Ask
paying
yourself,
all of today's
what
donations.
is the purpose of this behavior? What is the purpose of this thought that I'm having? What does it serve? Like, how does it
Give us
benefit
an
me?
example of a fucking thought, bro. Jordan Peterson, bro.
Let me think.
Paint us something?
Let me think.
Right? Hey, I appreciate the 5 gifted, anonymous. You fucking coward.
Okay.
Why don't you have a name?
Here's one
Why
that
don't you have a name when you give?
here's one
Coward.
shut up for a second. Here's one that I spoke to we want nothing from you. Oh, thanks. Wait. What do they mean?
They need.
Okay.
I don't know.
No,
I don't
no,
know. If you don't ever talk to guys without the subscription icon.
I was gonna say
That's a
so
freeload
so
fuck.
I don't know
Fuck
if you
you,
got
you little freeloader
shut the
bitch.
fuck up. One thing that comes up a lot is derealization and like dissociation. I don't know if are you familiar with it?
On the mic. Stay on the mic.
Derealization and dissociation.
Actually, I used to
Are you
smoke-
familiar
I
with
used
it?
to smoke when I was in high school. I smoked bad stems from weed, and I experienced derealization for 2 weeks and burnout.
Okay.
And it made me question reality so much.
Right.
It made me question
Okay.
reality so much that I had severe anxiety for 2 weeks because I smoked stems.
Okay. Okay, so first thing as a counselor and therapist you want to assess for is this drug related? If it's drug related, then chances are for you, I guess it was an effect of whatever drugs you were taking at the time, the
Yeah.
substance. But I'm saying for people who've
Cheap
experienced
weed. It
traumas,
was like
for people who've, are
$6
you
a
talking
gram.
or am I
It
talking?
was $6 a gram.
Fuck this guy, man. I can't.
Sorry. Go on.
I lose my train of thought.
Manic.
I'm so tired. I lose my
I'm
train of
manic.
thought.
Go ahead.
Friendly care package inbound.
Tax donated $5. Paying my Zherka tax.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot what I was saying. What the fuck,
the
man?
stems.
Oh, he always
stems.
does this. Never
At
lets
the stems. We're at the stems.
Oh yeah, so if it's not drugs and you find yourself, this is just an example related to that purpose thing that I discussed earlier. If, for example, you find yourself, experiencing dissociation or derealization, you can ask yourself, what purpose does that serve? So in one paper that I wrote when I was doing my master's, we did this. We were using a case study. Like this is like really like esoteric stuff, and I'm trying to like get it out in a way that would make sense to your audience. And this guy fucking interrupts me. No, I'm not. That's not my job.
Say I taste. Thank you.
Anyways, so we were asking what purpose did it serve to derealize, right? In that case study, that individual had experienced so much trauma that it made sense. It was easier for his brain basically. Stop it. Stop it.
Can I have this? Sorry. I needed my vape.
What the hell? How are you going to answer it though? You're derealizing. The whole point is that if you recognize that you're derealizing, then if you don't recognize it, then maybe that's a psychosis. So that's the difference, first of all, to gaslight Greg. But I'm saying for people who recognize that they're derealizing or who are dissociating, yeah, you can ask yourself, what purpose does me derealizing serve right now? In a lot of cases, it's that it's an escape from trauma, in the sense that it's easier to believe that this is not reality, right? Because if you accept the fact that you experienced all these traumas, it can be very very damaging to your ego, to your schemas, which are sort of beliefs that you have about the world. And that can be traumatic in itself, right? So it's just easier for your brain to say, hey, this is a simulation, this is a dream, this is not reality. Like, it's just an escape. So that's one example for how you can ask yourself, what purpose does this serve? Another technique that we use pretty often, that I use pretty often, is we call it the downward arrow technique. So I'm a cognitive behavioral therapist. I use dialectical behavior therapy as well, and exposure and response prevention for OCD. But
you're so much better than Anavar.
But what we do first is we try to identify negative automatic thoughts. And this goes back to that person who asked the question about the depression, what to do about depression. Identify the thoughts. You have to be able to know what you're looking for. How can you fight something you don't how can you fight something you don't know exists? So identify the thoughts first. Keep a log. In one column, you can write down the event. So what was the event that triggered those thoughts, or what was the trigger? You could do that too. In another column next to it, you can put down the exact negative thought that came up. In the column next to that, put down the emotion. In the column next to that, ask yourself.
Can I do a Venn diagram?
So give me a negative automatic thought you have about yourself.
Oh, a negative automatic thought?
I'm stupid. So a lot of the times you make a mistake, you tell yourself you're stupid, right? Or something like that. I don't know. Just as an example.
Yeah, sure.
All right. And so the downward arrow technique would ask, okay, what does it mean to you if you're stupid? Let's say that is true, just for the sake of this argument.
I'm not going to get ahead in life. I'm going to be left behind.
And what does it mean if you get left behind?
It means that I'll be alone.
So John got to it pretty quick, but the idea is that we're trying to, because those negative automatic thoughts are usually very superficial, like surface level thoughts. We want to get down to the core belief. That's the problem. These negative thoughts.
Is it an onion?
Yeah. No, it's an iceberg. You have the tip, and then you have like the foundation. But the foundation, so you can see how a negative thought like that, I'm stupid, is so emotionally charged, because it goes down to your fundamental beliefs that you will be rejected, that people won't want to spend time with you, and you'll be alone.
Also, my family members were smarter than me my whole life, so it made me feel less.
What does it mean for you if your family members are smarter?
It means I didn't.
What does that say about you?
Yeah, it means I'm the lowest value in my family tree, and that I'm a burden to them.
Okay, and what happens? What does it mean to you if you're a burden?
It means I'm not paying them back for carrying me.
And what does it mean if you don't pay them back?
Biting the hand that feeds me, and that I'm
So
disloyal,
see with John.
ungrateful, and I'm a snake, and I
Okay,
don't.
and
I'm
what
not
does it mean to
actually
you
a,
if you're all these things?
It means I'm not what I project as a masculine man who takes
And
care
what
of
does
his
it mean
tribe.
to you that you're not a masculine man who protects his tribe?
It-
What would happen if that's the case? What does that say
It means
about
I'm
you?
a phony, and I'm holding Caulfield.
And what does it say to you if you're a phony? So we just keep going
it-
down. So John here, this is what we would call resistance. It's not to his fault or anything like that. Obviously, these are very difficult things to talk about. But the mind wants to just kind of stay in that area that that it's comfortable with, rather than going down to a deeper level. But eventually, I think we get to sort of core beliefs about feeling unworthy, um, feeling rejected, feeling isolated. Unless you can sort of make a lot of money and
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of my self-value, self-worth, I feel like I'm not the only one too. All of my self-worth, I feel like every man's self-worth is tied to the resources he brings and the finances, but very few men will admit it.
Sorry?
Because yeah.
Spaced out.
So it's like a lot of trolls, so don't read the trolls.
He didn't leave therapy and work in bakery.
Yeah,
My dude. I don't get it.
Fucking hilarious. What was I saying? Man,
Something
you guys
about
fucking
money.
me up, bro. Yo, hey. Phalanx formation in the chat. Pull the spears out with 1 and 0s for the shields, and shut the fuck up when we're talking, you stupid losers. Keep losing my train of thought. Phalanx formation and time out anyone
Who's
a
Anna?
fucking.
Anna is also.
Don't worry about Anna. She's a fucking lunatic. Okay. That's my phalanx formation. The spear and the shield. The 1 and the 0. All right, let's go emote only. Yeah, let's go emote only for a second. All right. That's my face, by the
Oh,
way.
this is so cool.
This is Stream Deck.
Wow. Are we moving that furniture or not?
Yeah, that's my face, by the way. That's like when I'm trying to suck a cock. That's the emote. I got a KW. It's all Joker themed.
Interesting.
We spent a lot of time on this. That's me crying. That's me with sunglasses, but still thinking of cock.
Okay, we good?
Okay, it's going to be emote only. So what were we saying?
Okay. I don't know. Something about
Right. I feel that all men, especially young men, they will never admit this, and they're very confused in their early 20s because they think muscles are important, and then when they're 24 and kicked out of the VIP section because the businessman is fucking their girlfriend, right? They start getting shocked into the real world. I feel like women don't have this, but men, their self-worth is tied to their financial state, and they will never admit that. And I feel like the moment you admit that, the moment you realize that you love stats and you love power levels, right, a financial power level, etc., is it's like a liberating thing. It's not a sad thing.
Yeah, but then also if your self-worth is tied to money, then
I'm saying instinctively,
and then like inflation hits and COVID hits and stuff like that, and your self-worth goes to shit.
That's retarded. I'm saying instinctively it's tied to it. I'm not saying you're choosing it.
Like evolutionary.
I would love to have my self-worth to be carrying a fucking
this.
water bottle around or something, but I'm saying instinctively a man's self-worth is connected to, like, for example, self-esteem is an external thing. Self-esteem is built through a black belt from your community. It cannot be internal, but everyone on Twitch argues the opposite, that you can just be, you choose in your heart of heart to be confident. You just got to be confident within yourself. No, confidence comes from your community, whether family or...
No, it doesn't.
It comes
from your ability.
How can it come from your ability if you... How can it come from internal?
No, it's not internal. Our experience is not entirely internal. It's mostly external, actually.
Yes.
But the idea that like it comes from community, it can come from community, but it shouldn't.
No,
it shouldn't come from other.
Where's the self-esteem in a white belt?
What do you mean?
In a white belt,
the self-esteem was to that the person came in and started a new sport that they know nothing about. It's very difficult to do.
Why isn't he a black belt confidence?
Of course, your self-esteem will build as... Okay, so this is back to my theory about control, and I'm only here to sell this theory because I'm going to write a book about it. But so self-esteem is tied to, in my opinion anyway, is tied to control, right? So if you can, and what is a black belt? Ultimate control
Right. Perfect
in
control
perfect
of their
control.
trauma.
So mastery skills, right? Anything that has a mastery component, I think, what's his face? Jordan Peterson even talks about this.
Yeah.
But anything that has a mastery component,
They think Peterson's a cock.
yeah, I disagree with so much of what he says, and also I don't know, like,
All right. Anyways, go on.
but yeah, if there's anything that has a mastery component, of course that's going to be those are the areas that I think are tied to self-esteem.
Is it true that a man goes after a black belt because they have a traumatic event where a girl pushes them off a playground and their insecurity leads them to this journey of being stronger than...
What the hell?
No, I think that's why people like Khabib even had to prove to his father. It's all from right. It's always a traumatic thing of I'm not good enough for someone.
Yeah.
Or no, maybe not. Because I made the argument that insecurity.
You didn't give us some tips for the porn stuff.
Oh, again with the all right. You guys are really making
all right,
us look
here's
bad,
what I'll say.
bro.
Try, guys.
Let go of your talk. How's that for advice?
If you don't think it's an issue, try to go try to go a month without watching porn. Try to go 1 month without watching porn. If you can't do that, maybe that speaks more to the severity of the issue. Maybe that tells you that this is more of a problem than I thought it would be. We used to say that in addictions all the time. Try to quit alcohol. Try to quit alcohol for 3 months. Do you think you could do it?
Easy.
And if you can't, does that say something else about
I can. It's just I've got a few events this month.
Ah, there we go. But yeah, try that out. The other thing I'll say is just identify like red flags and risk factors and triggers. Like try to identify what it is. Or they go back to that idea about what purpose does watching porn serve? Is it to address the loneliness component? Is it to get you to let you escape from maybe a very like stressed, highly charged world? I was just watching Wolf of Wall Street yesterday. When he's like, what does he say? He's like, I jerk off. I want to, but that's not the reason why I do it.
Well,
because I'm horny. Yeah. That's fair.
It's
I then fuck. I don't know.
But does that horn dogness come from loneliness? Where does that come from?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like guys, take an element of control back over your life. You control your horniness. Like, this is ridiculous. Like I don't know. I'm also pretty stressed. I want to drink. I don't always drink, right?
Yeah, this guy says copium, not addicted, just horny, as in they're coping. Are they coping?
Yeah, coping. It's all related. Yeah, but I don't like the negative. Guys, go to the gym.
It's healthy to nut 4 times a day. That means you're spiking your prolactin.
4 times a day.
You're spiking your prolactin 4 times a day. That's not healthy.
No, I've heard that.
Collect the fuck out.
Like it cleans out.
No. You don't want to fucking be.
No. Just from a biological. I'm a counselor. I'm a therapist. I don't like. I look at things from a psychological.
Is it always a control thing? Don't fap as much so you can have more control of yourself.
My entire theory of psychology and counseling is rooted around control, and like I said, I'm going to be writing a book.
Based. So. That has a foundation.
It does. Like I've written my thesis around that. I've done a lot of things, and now I want to turn it into a book with my experience.
I'd buy that book. Inshallah, bro. Eden, John said something that really stuck with me. Treat yourself like you would treat a dog and keep yourself on a strict schedule. Basically, don't overfeed like a dog.
Yeah.
Right?
Discipline,
and have a walking exercise.
That, but also like reward yourself. Like if you have, you know what the crazy thing is? My self-esteem has never been lower than when I graduated. That was so weird. I had a goal that I was trying to like reach, and the moment I reached my goal, my self-esteem completely dropped because I had nothing else to look forward to. But then like you develop a goal and you work towards it. That's the happiest that I've ever been. We know you're
okay, next question, chat. I feel like I
okay, can we go? Can we go?
No, I feel like no, this is good. This is good momentum. We're getting subs. Yeah, I didn't get as much today as I lied about. Does your bro mean loneliness in terms of dopamine? You cheat yourself out through fapping instead of... No. He means that why a guy faps a lot has a lot to do with if he is lonely with... he's missing a partner.
No, not just that. If you just
Wouldn't
isolate,
that be
if you
the
feel,
evolutionary argument?
yeah, you could make that argument, but from an evolutionary argument, sex is just to reproduce, right?
Okay.
There's no
Yeah,
psychology.
you're right.
That's why I'm like iffy on like going the evolutionary side, because it doesn't address any of the
Yeah.
psychology,
It's
like human
correct.
psychology.
It's correct.
It doesn't.
It doesn't cure anything though.
It like okay, so in psychology we have 4 areas that we talk about: existential freedom, isolation, meaninglessness, and what's the last one? And death anxiety. These four, literally, evolution can't touch on any of them.
Right.
Religion can hit all of them. Religion hits all 4 of them.
Oh wow.
It addresses isolation, it addresses meaninglessness, it addresses
That's
the
why
idea
a
that
lot of
we're
people are religious
existentially
as
free.
fuck.
Yeah, because it addresses all of them, and it addresses death anxiety. But that's what I'm like, the evolutionary argument. It can't touch any of these. Like
Right.
I don't know that.
Right. It's kind of shallow, yeah.
I'm attracted to people, but feel like no one is worth dating, so I end up just hooking up and ghosting people. Wait, Eden. Wait, go back. I missed the beginning of that.
Are you reading this one or this one?
Whatever. Eden, talk about trust issues.
It's right
I'm
there.
attracted to people, but feel like okay. So this, what I'd say is, look at what patterns you developed in childhood through your parents. Your parents, or I guess the most important people in your life, are the templates that you set for any future relationship you'll have. So your relationship with your mom very much dictates your relationship with future female partners or male partners for your dad, or whatever the case may be. But you have those initial, what we would call objects in psychology. They're sort of, we call them objects because they're not always people. Sometimes they're aspects of people. I don't want to get too into it, but yeah, take a look at what kind of relationship you have with your parents, and I think that could be helpful for that. And we can talk about commitment
that
too.
thinks I'm talking. What the fuck? Does therapist John? Do you think? Eden, do you have a girlfriend?
Yes. Yeah.
Should probably not say that live. We have so many chicks here.
She's also a therapist.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Imagine it's Anavar chat. Eden, did you know that John went viral? Okay.
What is that? 1 years.
Eden, you should start a stream. You're really good at talking. Yeah, he's actually doing so good.
Thank you.
And what?
No,
you're tired today. This is like your day off too.
Yeah.
Which
I'm
you should see him with
exhausted
coffee,
right
bro,
now.
or some beta alanine. How do I stop self-sabotage after reaching big milestones, ruining the moment?
Self-sabotage. Yeah.
Self-sabotage must come from a feeling of unworthy.
Yeah, definitely. I think a feeling of unworthiness, and maybe a fear of like moving to that
next level.
Yeah. So yeah, something like that, right? So we have this idea that we keep certain, again, what we would call objects, but certain individuals like our parents on this pedestal, and we don't want to go past that, because if we go past that, then that means that we take on all the fears and things that they protected us from. That means we have to assume that role. So I don't know what your particular case is, but maybe there's a concern about if you move to that next level, then you have to take on all the fears and anxieties and things that whoever's protecting you from that right now, or whatever's protecting you from it, will go away, right?
Right. And it's a thicker challenge, set of responsibilities and new lifestyle, right?
Yeah, for sure. I'm sure he knows that, or they know that.
How to stop?
Hey, yeah, this clip when I hit you with the soccer ball. Now, do you still have that?
Oh, it was a big clip.
You did your clip with John on soccer kick got on Twitch
2021
rewind. No way.
No way. Did it?
We have to check that out.
Yeah, we'll check it out. How to stop and manage intrusive thoughts? Or my question. Fuck intrusive thoughts, because
don't stop them.
No. I've been trying to block them. My question. Fuck his question. I have a question.
Yeah.
I want to
address.
How do you master thought loops, negative thought loops? How do you break them?
Okay, so here's the thing: we develop certain thinking patterns, crystallize, right, and they become habits. And for a lot of us, those tend to be anxious thoughts, negative thoughts. Mm-hmm. The best thing you can do, and I know maybe this sounds a little bit basic, but just replace the thoughts. So for every negative thought that you have, think of 2 or 3 positive alternatives. And I only say this, like, I was kind of hesitant to use this technique because I didn't really believe in it. Like, it just sounds kind of cliche, but I tried using it myself, and it actually ended up really working. But it's like a habit, right? It's like any other habit. You have to break that line of thinking and set up a new style of thinking. Yeah. So in the beginning, obviously it's difficult. Write it down, be methodical about it, be conscious about it.
Yeah. Someone wants you to talk to Destiny. It's this dude who he believes in statistics of like why a cheetah is stronger than a gazelle. But if you ask him, are men stronger than women? He'll be like, depends which men and women. He's like one of those guys. Like he doesn't believe in dating stats. It's fucking hilarious. And then he backtracks and then believes them when you corner.
His voice is so sweet. Thanks.
Okay.
Thank you. Turbo, is that our turbo?
That is our turbo. If it has a moderator sort, yeah.
No way.
I discovered
What's
a lot
up?
of negative thought loops on how to deal with them with shrooms. Shrooms are for fucking pedophiles, bro. Dude, what a cool segment. Yeah, this is sick. We will get Anavar one day. What do you think of Carl Jung?
I don't know. He's
I
not.
like Jung because the
his
subconscious
theories.
is all
Yeah,
there.
as a person, he's like fucking his clients and stuff like that.
He was banging his clients?
He's banging his clients. So as
I
a
like
person, not
Freud
the
was
best.
the cool kid. I liked him better.
You
I like Jung's idea of all subconscious is connected and conscious is you. I like that a lot. That it was
like
here
that too.
before us.
Yeah. I actually do like that as well. Like, it's interesting. You can go anywhere in the world, and even without any contact between peoples, there's a tendency to go towards religion. Maybe it's because it addresses those other four areas.
Addiction's a huge
for addiction, that's a scary question. You can't
read it out, bro. They don't know.
Okay, so is going cold turkey better than gradually stopping? You cannot cold turkey benzodiazepines. You cannot cold turkey alcohol. You can die.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Xanax.
Why does it look
lorazepam.
so much better? Like when I would cold turkey cigarettes,
Depending on how long you've been.
When I would cold turkey cigarettes, I would waste my relationships away by like arguing and stuff. But when I tried nicotine gum and then switching to vape and then zero, nothing, that step ladder was like a smooth transition.
Why did you quit?
Because you told me I'd make more money. You said I'd make more money if I quit. Remember?
That's it. That's all.
And you were right.
Yeah.
Why, you thought health reasons?
Yeah, but yeah. So just to go back to that last one, I feel like it's important. Never cold turkey alcohol or benzodiazepines.
All right, guys, keep asking questions. All right, yeah, we get the memes, bro. You're not that funny, bro. Make him talk to Anna for the 10th time. Shut the
Who's
fuck
Anna?
up. Just this fucking. She's the town crazy. Chopa Lopa. She dated a dude who.
How can we find a therapist who's as smart as you? Well, actually, I do have a wait list right now, but get on our wait list if you're in Canada and if you have like insurance coverage.
Oh, so if they're Americans, you can't take them?
They can technically pay me. I'm not regulated. I don't think insurance companies will cover that. So if they're paying out of pocket, maybe, but.
For ship park. No, yo, keep going.
Nah, it's not.
Does he know Haas? No, he doesn't. Do you know who Haas is?
Huh? No, I don't.
Okay.
What do you think about TikTok destroying society? I have
13-year-olds twerking on TikTok. Why are these parents
social
so
media.
weak?
Yeah, but I feel like that's kind of a given. Like, most people know social media has destroyed our society. Like, I always wonder, like, is there going to be a demand for real jobs because everybody's on Twitch and TikTok and stuff like that?
What do you think
I don't think it's sustainable.
What do you think of the politically correct therapist named Dr. K?
If you let your politics get in the way of your therapy, you're not a therapist. Like, that's insanity.
He says when he's live, it's not therapy; it's just a talk. Is that?
I don't know, but I'm saying if your intention and your training and your schooling is all rooted around the idea of helping better somebody, and you allow your politics to take over, you're an activist. I think Ben Shapiro said that. He's like, you're not a doctor, you're an activist.
Fuck Ben Shapiro.
I'm not a big fan of him either, but that's a hot take. Like, I think that's pretty.
What did he say?
You're not a doctor if you're
an activist.
You're
Ben
an
Shapiro's
activist.
a fucking warhawk activist.
But I don't. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of him either. But
no, stop asking that, bro.
Guys, no.
Eden, do you think alpha males exist? Alpha and beta frequencies.
What do you think?
Here, I'll answer it. I think that code of ones and zeros, it actually does exist, because did you know a woman knows within the first few seconds if you're a potential mate or not? So she either categorizes you as a real playmate or a dude who's going to do her favors and never get laid, right? And sometimes the betas do get some, right? They weasel their way in, right? But alpha and beta frequencies 100% exist. 100%. In my world, you know.
I don't know though. I have heard like the argument that you can. Would you be an alpha in a group of like if we just collected all the alphas in a room and we
Right.
put them
No,
all in
it's
one
still it
room?
would be a hierarchy, and they would beta
So there would,
me.
yeah,
They would
exactly,
beta
yeah.
me,
So it's
yeah.
relative, right?
If it depends. If I'm in a room
It's
with
relative,
Shaq,
okay,
if
so
I'm in
that's
a
why
room
you-
with Shaq, am I the alpha?
No, exactly. So it's
Exactly.
relative, yeah. You didn't know how to get over ex-girlfriend or losing a good friend. Man, time heals all. I don't know. That is one area that I've actually struggled with, like grief, mourning, like loss, especially because I think a lot of the times, you know, if it's not death, like if you lose a good friend, you're losing the friend, so all the connections and all the things that you guys did together. There's a component of, you know, maybe feeling rejected, and then on top of that, there's a component of, you know, if it is a death, maybe there's a component of, you know, your own death anxiety coming into play, thinking about your own mortality. So that's the hardest one, to be honest, as far as I've been able to tell. Those are the hardest clients to
Is
help.
having a high body count a bad thing?
What do you think, John?
100%. If a woman has a high body count, let me tell you something. If a woman's surrounded by 10 men at the club, ain't nobody want that girl. But if a man is surrounded by 10 women at a club, everyone wants that man. Why? The woman in society is born with value. A man has to create his value. A woman has unlimited notifications since the age of 16 when a guy can't even get his grandmother to poke him on fucking Facebook. A woman at 16 years old can move to LA and just figure it out. And a guy moving to LA at 16 without a job would starve to death. 100%. A woman is the flower. A woman is the prize. Her body count should be low and the males can be relatively high. However, I do maintain every hookup is a micro trauma.
Facts.
That means based, like a based set of facts.
Yeah.
What is your take on the whole pandemic and affecting mental
Jesus.
health? So
I
they're
was-
staying indoors too much.
Yeah, I was doing my my practicum for my master's at the time when COVID first started, and we'd never seen relapses like that before. It was unprecedented.
Really?
Vancouver's had the highest overdose
In
death
Canada?
I think in Canada, but in the history of Vancouver.
Oh wow.
It's been ridiculous. Like, and that is just overdose. Like, how many people developed an addiction this time? How many people's addiction became more severe? How many people relapse? Like, these are all things that, you know, if you live in Vancouver, you know, it's a real issue here. But it was devastating. It was people who'd been sober for, what the fuck is that?
Oh, this is
Oh yeah, that famous
20 men
Iranian
killed
princess.
themselves.
Yeah.
How do you know about that?
Yeah, I saw that. But yeah, just going back to that, I think COVID has been the absolute worst thing, I think, for people who were sober for like 5, 6, 7 years. They were sponsors on AA and stuff like that, ended up like relapsing.
Bro, look at this, bro.
It's
Look
devastating.
Yo, I watched a video of a dude drawing a dick on a ground. Should I delete this one? Hold on. Let's go. I'm gonna put your profile pic there.
Where? No, I'm leaving.
No. Sent you a lot of stuff. Okay, I guess you're not. I don't have a picture of me. Okay. Next question.
These curtains are really nice. So
Okay.
I feel like this has really helped you.
Yeah, close it a bit so it doesn't crack. Like, stop touching it with your back.
It's just such a nice thing.
No. Close it. Okay. Next question is: what happens if someone opens up about their pedophilia thoughts?
You mean like from my as a therapist, I am required to report to police or authorities in cases where I suspect abuse or neglect or something like that. So if I suspect an imminent threat to a child or something like that, I am required to
So
report
an
that.
innocent man who has thoughts.
Okay, so here is the difficult part. Are they obsessive thoughts, meaning that it's a symptom of OCD rather than something that they would want to act on? That's one area to assess. Can you turn the screen this way a bit?
Yeah, I gave you down.
No, I can't see that far. I don't have my glasses.
I'll take this one.
Can you move your chair back too?
Yeah.
But that's like that. Obviously, you know, it's interesting. My my girlfriend's when she went to apply at a clinic back in the day, Her now boss asked her that question in the interview.
Really?
Yeah, what would your take be if
I
a
lock him
pedophile?
up.
But yeah, I don't know. Sometimes it's obsessive compulsive thoughts, right?
Come like a couch mom.
Yeah.
Couch.
You know, and with what we would call pure OCD, which is when you're having these kinds of thoughts that you're a terrible person, that you're going to act on these kinds of thoughts, that you're going to do something pedophilic. The idea psychologically could be the case that maybe you view yourself so negatively, but that doesn't, you can't reconcile that with the world treating you in a regular way, right? They're not treating you as badly as you see yourself. And so there's a way, yo, your texting is, stop. So as a way to reconcile these beliefs that you have about yourself, your internal experience and your external experience, which is probably pretty normal, your mind goes to, okay, all the things that you could possibly do in order for the world to see you the way you view yourself. I don't know if that makes sense, but so yeah, I would assess for that.
Cool. You don't have to talk as fast as me. You can slow it down. People love it.
Am I talking too fast?
Yeah, people love
Zherkology. Still trying to sell this cult.
yeah.
Actually, such a cool building though.
Yeah,
Doesn't it look like the
I
one at
do think it's
UBC?
pretty
The
cool.
the white building at UBC. How to stop or manage intrusive thoughts. John, let's hear your take
How
on
to
it.
stop intrusive thoughts?
Why can't you fix John?
That was a good one.
Yeah.
How to stop intrusive thoughts? I guess my take would be it's a interest and dopamine thing where if you're doing something you're interested in, you cannot be rated by those thoughts as much, right? But if you're forcing yourself to study shit you don't like and watch stuff you don't like, then obviously you're gonna wander. But if you're always doing stuff that stimulates you,
You know what's interesting? When somebody's going through a mental health issue like depression or something like that, ironically, the things that would make them feel good, exercising, hanging out with friends, things like that, are the first things to disappear. And so that starts the feedback loop, right?
yeah. Which is
So from like a CBT perspective, cognitive behavioral therapy, we have what's called the symptom maintenance cycle. The idea is that you have certain thoughts about yourself. I'm stupid, for example. We go back to that one, right? So if you have that thought, what's the likely behavior going to be when you have an exam? You don't study because you feel like you're stupid.
Yeah.
What's the consequence of not studying? You fail.
Yeah.
And then that failure ends up reinforcing the thought that you're stupid, and so that the cycle continues. We're losing John though.
Okay.
CBT is not the best therapy. It can be good. What I do is I use CBT to stabilize the cognitive behavioral therapy. I use CBT to stabilize the client, and then we go into understanding like getting insight about where it could potentially be coming from.
There's so many therapists on Twitch, and they sound fucking slow in the brain compared to you, bro. You're knocking these out of the park without thinking, bro.
Yeah, but
Imagine
I
you
was
got
like
some coffee in you.
I was in the probably 98th or 99th percentile in my class, something like that.
Dude, I gotta introduce you to how stupid the therapists on Twitch are.
And I run my own clinic now, guys. So, yeah.
You get your plug.
No. I don't want like.
I'm kidding.
I'm not.
All right,
but I have my own private practice too. So.
Holy flex harder, bro.
Tell them what's on your mind, motherfucker.
I maintain the thought that men who cry are pathetic.
No way. No way. That's ridiculous. That's so ridiculous. Why? Why do you maintain that thought? What happens if you cry, John? Let's go back to the downward arrow.
Okay.
What does it say about
when I cry, I'm just reliving my loss. All right? And I don't believe in learning from your mistakes. I believe learning from your I believe in learning from your wins, right? Like if you watch this game where you're playing shit soccer,
if you don't make a mistake.
Yeah, but if you rewatch your soccer, if you watch, hold on,
I come from poverty. No, you did.
Listen, bro.
What did you say from being broke? Or being, what did you say?
Bro, from a bouncer, $15 an hour. What the fuck is $15 an hour, bitch?
Yeah, I done 21, 22 years old.
Actually, 24 when I went viral, believe it or not.
You were a therapist then, or a bouncer then?
Yeah.
24 years
Even
old?
when I was streaming, I was doing shifts. Remember?
We're 27 now.
Don't
28 in a
don't. That
couple
gives me
months.
anxiety when
Yeah,
you say
yeah,
don't say
same.
that. Let's not talk about age. Um, okay, because in a
No,
few.
the crying thing is ridiculous. Like, what do you mean you can't cry? Humans have two components, and I guess this comes up a lot with me, with my young male clients, is that there's like a tendency to stick only to the rational, but to ignore the other part, the other half of you, which is the emotional, is like to ignore an entire half of your identity. It's crazy.
Yeah. By the way, you're supposed to take your. I know the chat moves. You're not supposed to move your eyes, bro. So take your time with them, because yeah, you're knocking out of the park, but you can slow it down.
So
Like
my mind
this is a
thinks like
big
that.
one.
I need to
What's
speak.
your take on people with BPD, which I'm guessing is bipolar
Actually,
disorder?
BPD is actually an acronym for borderline personality disorder.
Excuse me.
So I don't know if
Okay.
I don't know if they know that or not.
BPD having more resistance to PTSD at Jon Zherka. Do you think it could be BPD? Could be a genetic adaptation to emotion stability in
Okay.
extreme conditions. What the fuck does that mean?
I don't know what the fuck, but it seems
That
like
is
they
the
are talking
weirdest.
about
Can you just
borderline.
figure out what he's trying to say?
What's your take on people with borderline personality disorder having more resistance to PTSD? Having more so being there being a higher rate of what's the word I'm looking for? Resilience. Is that sort of what they're
I
saying?
don't know how to answer this one.
Is that what they're saying though? That they're more resilient?
That guy's retarded. So I don't
Wait,
know.
go back up.
That guy,
Can you
I
find
don't
the
know.
question?
I think he's trolling. That sounds so weird. That's not even the
In
right
graduate
question.
school now for psychology, want to become a therapist, but I feel like wait, should we answer that other one?
No. We don't give a fuck about your fucking career, bro. Go answer the hard ones.
Do you think it could mean BPD? What's that last part? I can't see it.
It's up here.
Do you think it could mean borderline personality disorder? Could be a genetic adaptation to emotional stability in extreme conditions? No, I don't think so. I think in a lot of cases, personality disorders, yes, there's a genetic component, what we would call the stress diathesis model. So the idea is that there's a stressor in the environment and there's a diathesis or a predisposition. So you have a predisposition maybe to lean more towards a certain type of personality trait, the big five that we talk about. Are you familiar with them?
No.
Openness to experience. Ocean. So openness to experience, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism. I would say
How do you remember all that? What
high
the fuck?
neuroticism, definitely.
That's what a master is, chat. He's a master at his craft. How the fuck you remember all this?
But I would say high, like if there's a diathesis or a predisposition to be more neurotic, and there's a stressor in the environment, most likely upbringing, that is what leads to. Eden, I don't understand. Elaborate. Where's yours? No, where did you comment? Where did your comment go? But yeah, so I mean, obviously as a therapist, I'm not too concerned about evolutionary psychology. I did take courses on it during my undergrad at UBC, but I only mention UBC because it has apparently it's in the top 10 psychology departments in the world.
Bro, why are Americans so stupid? Like, if you notice, when they finish college, they're at high school level thinking at best. And Canadians, bro, when Canadians finish college, they sound like gods.
Did you know Canada's the most educated? We have the most post-secondary, but that's probably because you had to get regulated to be a bouncer, which is ridiculous.
Isn't that the same in the States, though?
No, I don't think so. No.
They take one really quick thing. Bro, I think even TSA and all those guys do.
What music does Eden listen to? I've been big on, all right, Gorgon City, guys. Gorgon City, tell me it's true. Like house, EDM, that kind of stuff.
You like house,
Gorgon City,
You're
Cascade. No, I go back and forth, but listen to Gorgon City.
Bro, we do Dead Mouse here.
Can we play it? No, obviously not.
We can,
right?
yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell me it's true. Oh my god, the
but
best.
It might fuck up the
Gorgon City, like Cascade right now.
Don't ask music, bro. Ask some real shit. Bring value. Yo, he's bringing value to the stream. You're talking about music, you fucking weirdo, bro. Come on, we don't have this every day.
Lo-fi. No,
he does
never
listen
again.
to lo-fi.
No, never
what
again. I listened to lo-fi for 8 years while I was in school. Never again.
How to deal with constant rejection and not lose hope. Bro, give up.
Oh, that's the most important thing. So there's a higher correlation depression obviously is correlated with suicide to some extent, but there's a higher correlation between suicidality and hopelessness. So if you find yourself depressed but hopeful about the future, again we go back to the element of feeling like there's a sense of control over your life. Check out my book, guys, as I write about in my book. I'm just kidding, I don't have a book. So if you can, the hopelessness is a bigger red flag to me. If a client, I always ask my clients, how do you feel about the future? So if you can find a way to be hopeful.
Are most hopeless, or they're like just?
There's somewhere in between, I think.
Okay.
I think coming to therapy allows them to feel like they're taking back an element of control over their life, right?
Yeah.
That they're doing something about it, and that's helpful in itself. Or it could go the other way.
I don't know if you're allowed to answer
where they're
this. Do they
acknowledging
ever
that the
ask
problem
for
exists.
you instead of someone else? And do they like go, I want to go with this guy?
Oh yeah, all the time. I have a wait list right now.
And then what happens? The other therapy guys get jealous?
Yeah, I've also had clients come to me and say, "What? You're 27 years old. You don't know?" I was like, "I've been studying this for 8 years." So
yeah. I was shocked that I met a guy at a bar and they knew you.
Yeah.
One of them knew you and his stepbrother knew you. And they're
Really?
like, he's the best therapist, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I fucking said, he's my twin brother. They're in tears laughing
No
because
way.
they thought I'm trolling. And I'm like, dude, he's like, you guys don't look that much alike.
No, but it must be like hard, I imagine, because obviously we're POC. You know what that is? People of color.
Piece of oh.
No, I've had like obviously male therapists are in high demand. First of all,
Why?
Young male, because there's very few of us. There's only like
Really
30% maybe.
Oh, because women are finishing college at higher rates, right?
Yeah, and also I think there's just a bigger. That's the way it's split up in BC anyway. But we are. I'm a young male person of color, which means that that, and obviously
I've been trolling hard, bro. You and Britney Spears for you. Matches your
oh man, I did a whole psychoanalysis on her.
How bad is it? How bad is covert narcissism? And is it more common than people think?
Yes, yeah. Especially with social media.
What do you think about meditation and its effect on mental health?
Amazing. I recommend that to all my clients just in the first, within the first 10 minutes, regardless of what your issue is. Yeah.
I'm more of a prayer guy.
Mindfulness or prayer or even sports to some extent, I think, and I'll explain what I mean. And I'll answer that question too. But mindfulness, okay, so if we talk about depression being a past experience, right, that there's a focus on the past, and anxiety is a focus on the future. Mindfulness, meditation is a focus on the present. It allows you to be present in the moment, eliminate the anxiety, eliminate the depression.
Yeah.
Right? And so that's why I think mindfulness can be really good. What was
and
prayer is good because it serves the same role, and sports are good.
Yeah.
I always recommend team sports because it's not an isolationist thing. There's a mindful component that you have to be present in the moment. I don't care how much homework and stuff you have like that. When I go to play soccer,
and you get acknowledged as an individual,
and there's a mastery skill. So as you get better, your self-esteem starts to improve,
and your community keeps acknowledging you. Unless they bench me, they used to bench me.
That could hurt. Yeah, but you go find another sport that you like. Yeah. But and then obviously there's a endorphin.
You're such a little snitch, man.
I have to pee.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna line up these next guys. Hard questions only. This is not. Bro, we can hear you guzzle that piss, bro. What the fuck? You're going hard on that. How big is this guy's cock? I told you I had a twin brother, bro. You owe me subs for that. Thank you, Taze, by the way. This is so funny because the picture is me and chat in a therapy session. It's even I like that mental health comes up. Yeah. No. The funniest part is when the questions are about me, and I'm the patient laying down, right, or whatever they're called. Are they called patient?
Everybody's getting free counseling today.
Yeah. How to deal with body dysmorphia? So I'm familiar with that, but he has a better take than I do.
What kind of body dysmorphia?
What kind of body dysmorphia? Yo, detailed questions or GTFO. Your brother has that high IQ speech pattern like Elon Musk. Yo, don't insult him, Elon Musk. He thinks for a second or two before he speaks. Yeah, he's no Destiny. He's no fucking pseudo-intellectual. Your twin should make a Twitch.
Wait, react to punching you clip. Yeah, I didn't actually punch you.
No, we'll react when we're actually on camera one day. How about that?
I'll quickly say this. I was giving a presentation and it was during COVID, so everything had moved online. So I was in the other room.
No, I actually feel like
This guy
I
starts
feel like
yelling,
you
"What did you-"
punched me. I feel like you abused me, actually.
All right, shut the fuck up. But I remember he starts yelling, and I told him 3 times that morning, dude.
Yeah.
Listen, I have a 40.
I even pointed
40-minute
at you. I'm like,
presentation.
hey, I got you, bro.
Yeah, actually, I don't know.
That's why long streams that burn
I told
you
him
out are
3
bad.
times that morning. Listen, I have a presentation. It's a 40-minute long presentation. I'll be in the other room. Don't be too loud, or just take it easy, right?
And I wasn't used to COVID and stuff, so.
Okay, whatever.
No, I wasn't used
oh
to
yeah,
someone
the
being
things
home.
the things had gone online, and this guy starts yelling. What did you yell? Suck my dick, suck my dick,
No, cock.
suck me, yeah, something like that. And I was unmuted because I was giving my presentation, and my entire
heard it?
class starts laughing. They all start laughing.
No way.
Yeah, all the little images and
They
stuff like
actually
that.
heard it
And
with
then
your
and my
on a
professor.
MacBook?
Yeah, of course. Do you know how loud you're yelling it? I'm sure all of our neighbors heard it.
Have they heard it
And-
twice?
Yeah.
Oh
And
my
my,
God.
and my professor goes, Eden, why don't you take a second to make sure everything is like okay? And
Did
I was
you
like,
say
yeah,
you-
just 1 second. And I run.
No way they
yeah,
said that.
yeah.
What if they thought I was actually getting head from a girl? And I'm like alphaing on this chick.
And I was I've never been that mad at John because that was one of like a very important presentation, obviously. And I had to come back and finish the presentation and act like it didn't happen.
Were you
and
like
I came
red?
back.
Were you red?
I was so like, I was more pissed.
Imagine you
But
came
I came
back
back- I
and
came
wiped cum off your mouth.
It's not. I was giving the present, but I come
Imagine
back and I
you-
go, sorry.
Yeah,
I have-
imagine
I
someone in
said,
that
sorry.
class said, did you finish him off?
I came back and all I said was,
Yo, bro,
I
that's
said,
so
I
embarrassing.
have a new roommate.
I've never talked to you about that. I was so ashamed. I'm like,
but
never bring it
I
up.
kicked this guy's
Dude,
door
I'm
in.
sweating.
I'm
I'm
not
so
like, I don't
ashamed.
get angry. Like, I'm
No, I
not
feel
that kind
ashamed.
of,
That's so
I'm not that kind of person. But and then my professor pulled me
Yeah,
to the
the
side and
profe-
said, she's like, listen, like, you
don't
have
live
to
with
be-
a streamer.
Yeah, she basically said to me, like, with
Tell her I make more money than her.
just wait a
I'm
second.
kidding. I'm kidding.
No, actually, she runs her own clinic. She has a private practice, so I doubt it. But she came up to me and she's like, hey, listen, with COVID, a lot of counseling is moving online when you graduate, like with this, whatever.
Yeah.
But if a client were to hear something like that, obviously. And I was like, no, I know.
No,
I
why?
know,
What
I
it
know."
killed me is if it was once, that's bad. But I clarified. That's
Yeah.
That's what
You know what the
kills me.
funniest thing is? Somebody else had given a presentation, John, quiet as fuck. When I was muted, the moment I start talking,
Oh,
it's
so
like he
they
heard
knew it's
me.
your microphone right away?
Yeah, of course. I was the only one unmuted.
Bro, all you have to do is look at another camera and be like, what the fuck, bro?
No, you can see who's like.
It lights up
yeah,
like
yeah,
fucking
it's got the
voice
yellow
chat.
bars.
No way.
Yeah. I've never, so
So it lit up twice?
yeah. It was like,
Yo, that's
suck
some
my-
milk shit,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
That's so unlucky.
Yeah.
Damn.
I've never been so mad at John in my life.
Yeah, you didn't talk to me for 2 months.
Yeah.
2 months. That's the longest I've not been talked to.
And then I come
And
in,
yo,
and I come in, and he goes, "Bro, I'm live. Like, you can't be yelling." And
Yeah, because dude, I was shocked that you were working. I was like, this is not the time he's at home. You know what's weird? I pointed to you. I'm like, bro, I got you, bro. I'm not gonna bother you at work. I pointed you that day. Like
unbelievable, man. The most unreliable person I've ever met in my life.
I did fuck up big time.
Yeah.
I don't really apologize though. I don't know. I
It
feel like
doesn't
there's
matter.
no
It
point.
doesn't matter. You can't apologize.
You actually didn't tell them it's like a streamer, like a comedian or something.
Hmm?
You didn't tell them it's
No,
like
no. I said it's a new roommate that I haven't properly vetted. Like, I didn't
Could
know
you-
what to
could
say.
you
I
imagine-
was shocked.
Could you imagine?
And I had
if
to come back and give the rest of that 30-minute presentation. I had to complete the presentation. And
Did you
act
crush
as-
it?
No, all I could think about was that nobody's paying attention to this presentation right now. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's that's the most redneck I've ever been in my life, bro. That's like
Yeah,
yo, but
whatever.
you know what's funny is
It's funny now, but
no, that's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to me in life.
to you. Oh, that I came in.
No, not that you came in, that I like dropped the ball.
Yeah.
I don't really care that you punched me that much.
I told him 3 times. I told you 3 times.
Yeah.
3 times.
You know, the whole internet said you can beat me up and I'm afraid of you, and I found that.
The irony of it all is when I came to you and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? And you're like, dude, I'm live. Like, don't, like, you can't be yelling in my mic like that.
Did I say that?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Anyways.
We have such different
go?
lives. You've never touched a drug in your life. You're so
Can we
clean.
go?
Someone's talking about. Yeah, that's so embarrassing. All right. Okay. Yeah. Yo, fuck that clip.
Are we done?
No, we're not. Okay. This is just stay 20 more minutes. Okay. I'll make you tea. Guys, questions in detail. Thoughts on John being Dark Triad? This is a fucking.
Yeah.
Okay, thoughts on me scoring? I scored
Machiavellianism, narcissism.
no.
and
My
psychopathy.
Machiavellism was
So
my
here's
Machiavellism was low.
Okay,
Or it was lower than we thought.
Here's my issue with the
90%
Dark Triad.
had psychopathy.
And don't quote me on this, but I think the Dark Triad was developed at UBC, so I feel like I should be protecting it. But here's my issue with the Dark Triad. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it. So it's psychopathy, Machiavellianism, can never say that, and narcissism.
And one more.
No, it's a triad. It's 3.
Oh, sorry.
And so the idea is that people who score on these 3 traits are more likely to have antisocial personality disorder.
Sadism is the last one.
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's a triad. It's 3. It's a triangle.
Okay, because in my score, I scored almost a perfect score in psychopathy.
Okay, here's my issue with that. How can you be psychopathy? How can you score high in psychopathy and Machiavellianism?
Not Mac.
Okay, so Machiavellianism is obviously manipulative. There's a political component to it. Yeah. So you're planning things, 4 or 5 steps ahead of time. Yeah, psychopathy is the exact opposite. It's are you talking or am I talking?
Sorry.
Is psychopathy is acting on impulse, right? And so just in the moment, whatever comes up. So those two are antithetical to one another, right? They're opposites. So I never understood the Dark Triad, how you can score high in all 3, for example. Yeah, I could see. I don't know. Yeah, I guess I just don't see that. As far as John, I would say you'd score high on narcissism and psychopathy. I would think you'd score low on Machiavellianism. Yeah. Not low. I think maybe medium. You do.
Believe it or not, it was higher than medium. So you're right about that.
Yeah, I'd say 65th percentile.
Yeah. But pretty honest guy.
65th percentile.
How the fuck do you know?
I can guess.
How do you know?
I've been doing this for a while.
What the fuck? Yeah. You know what's funny? That other girl who is finishing her master's, she guessed the score perfect. She's like, you're gonna drop
these guys. Psychopathy isn't just impulsiveness. No shit, dude. Like lack of remorse, all these other things come up. But what I'm saying is that impulsiveness is a key symptom of psychopathy.
Oh, but he got his degree on YouTube.
Fair.
I
would go to YouTube for a degree over the schools these days.
No, it is funny how many bad therapists there are on Twitch. There's over 40 horrible therapists
on Twitch.
40
therapists.
Yeah.
Why are they bad?
Do you know how they answer questions? If you reacted to them, it would be the funniest shit. Like they answer questions like, "Well, it's bad to be a narcissist because it's like." You don't like people? Like, what do you mean? I swear to God, bro. One of them has a master's and they talk like that.
Get the fuck out.
I swear to God, they're nothing like you, dude.
Who the fuck?
What does your brother think of Dr. K? All right, don't get me banned.
I haven't seen too much of his stuff, but obviously there's that. I don't know. To me, it seems like he's.
It's live therapy.
Yeah, I don't know how it is.
A lot of chat loves Dr. K, but everyone from my Discord, everyone from my
super unethical what he's doing. Because a lot of the times people that come into therapy, and I understand he says it's not therapy, obviously he will say that, but a lot of the times people don't know what it is that's bothering them, right? And so it takes a healthcare professional to help uncover that. And for that to be uncovered, and for the person not to have any control over that it's a live stream. Imagine something comes up, some trauma, and you have a physical reaction to it.
Well, that's what happens. Everyone starts crying and
exactly.
revealing everything.
Yeah, there's repressed emotions, there's repressed memories. There's it depending. You might not.
But the viewer count goes up.
I'm sure it does, but it's so unethical. I would.
Could you do something like that live?
I would lose my license. I wouldn't be able to practice.
Really?
Especially after what happened with the suicide, I think.
There was a suicide on Twitch?
with Dr. K, wasn't it?
Right,
Like
it was
one of
right.
his-
It was Byron. I met him.
That's
Very
so,
sweet guy.
So I'm happy to talk about this kind of stuff, like just in general, what psychology is, what counseling is, what can be helpful, just general questions. But to have somebody on the spot on a live stream, and they're uncovering things and they don't know what they're trying to uncover, that is the nature of counseling, and Dr. K would know that. He knows that better than I do. He's a psychiatrist.
His argument would
I
be,
don't know.
I think his argument would be that he teaches people how to talk about things, so he's doing a net good because many people are watching.
Generally speaking,
So it's kind of like he's helping everyone except the person on the live.
Yeah, you're sacrificing this person to help others. And I think you don't have to sacrifice anybody.
But
think
what
he's
if someone,
helping
I don't know
his
if it's the death row argument, like wouldn't the net good of the masses defeat the individuals?
What?
Wouldn't the net good of masses defeat the...
No, because then you can start to justify killing people off you very pragmatically, right? I think we've run that experiment in World War II, and you know, when you start to...
Now, I always get attacked if I say something about Dr. K, but these guys are on your side, so I guess...
What are they saying?
Okay.
I don't know about Dr. K.
I've never seen anyone convert a chat.
I don't know about Dr. K. I'm just telling you, as a therapist, as a healthcare professional, it's so... And the part of it is that it's not like a doctor that you're uncovering like an illness. These are mental illnesses that get repressed and that people don't know about. And so in the moment, and even if they don't answer the question, I think the chat can... They understand the implication of not answering a question, and so you're very much put on the spot. Dr. K should know that. Okay. I don't know. I think I would lose my license. What
about being vulnerable online? Is it better just to turn off the stream and deal with it because trolls use it against you?
Sorry.
Being vulnerable online, crying and telling your emotions online, and having a vulnerable moment online, it's usually used against people because of all the trolls and haters in chat. Right?
Yeah, like, I'm not.
People make memes if
I would ask, what purpose does that serve? Always, does it serve a purpose of bringing attention back to yourself? Is there a component of that? Is there a component of wanting to get sympathy? That's fine, but I don't think you're going to get the reaction that you're hoping for from people online.
What do you think of John's girlfriend Cass? So on Twitter, her name is Celestial Whore. Did you see what she looks like? She's cute. She's nice. She's sweet. She's awesome. Yeah. All right. Anyways, come on, focus, guys. Obviously we have different lives. Okay, I'm more unprofessional, I guess.
Yeah, where we connect is that we both.
Is intelligence genetic? Well, seeing as I'm way smarter than the guy next to me with a master's degree, I would say, am I adopted? Yo, come on, bro. Stay focused. No NASA shit, bro. All right? And he punches me for that stuff, so don't.
It's just a waste of time.
Who wins in a fight?
How many? That question has been asked for like 3 years.
I think
like
they ask
every time I've come on. Yeah, I get it. I would ask the same question.
Yeah, after you wake up?
No, not
close the curtain a bit, bro. You keep knocking with the chair and the light keeps fucking hitting my eye.
Chill.
Ask if he sees himself above others.
Yes. No,
yeah, tell the truth. Go, tell the truth.
No, of course not. Of course not.
Oh, okay.
Well, let me say this. Not because of my education or training. But I
so it's a genetic thing.
Not a genetic thing. You would have got it.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
I like red flags. I'm Albanian. I saw it on Instagram. I was like, I don't mind the red flags. It reminds me of home.
Yeah. What do you think of Hassan Piker? Do you know anything?
I don't know him. No.
All right. Never mind. What do you think of Young Turk TV?
They were. I remember when we were kids, they would always clickbait us. Remember? They would always clickbait us. They'd put it like a thumbnail of the thing, and
and
then you
what
come
is this
on,
horse shit, bro?
And then what's the main guy's name?
Jake.
Yeah, the ultimate journalist. I mean, would I fuck?
Tell them that. Please tell them.
No,
you do it better, bro. You're the one who told me about.
Basically, they were like trying to take themselves very seriously as a news corporation and stuff like that, and they posted this video about a female or something like that, and the main guy, what's his name? Jink. Yeah, he goes up there and like he's giving his 2 cents or whatever. I don't know if they're trying to run down the clock what it was, and he goes, "But I mean, would I fuck her? Yeah, of course I'd fuck her." And I was like, "Yeah,
Did he
this
actually
is
say
so
that?
professional."
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
news, but
and
then he gives his opinion.
Me and John laugh about that all the time.
Yeah,
He's the funniest
that
guy.
clip is fucking
And he's out there
hilarious.
fighting Alex. He's like Alex Jones's like left counterpart,
Yeah,
that movie Fast and Furious,
Yeah, no, it's like
where they all
Bizarro
fight their
and
yeah
Superman.
yeah.
What does he think about going in debt for school? You can crush this one. This is a scary one because you did good.
Yeah,
You even got a car and
I paid
everything.
off I paid off my student loans very quickly, but man, does it hurt when you go out there, you're working and every dollar goes towards paying back your student loans. Our parents, luckily, were in a position where they could pay for our undergrad, so I just had to pay for my master's. But
did you get your whole degree paid? What did you pay for your
my
degree?
master's, I paid my master's.
You paid your whole master's
I
yourself?
paid it off. Yeah.
So what did you get help with?
Undergrad.
Okay.
They paid for part of the undergrad anyway.
Oh, so what were you working? What were you working to pay off? How did you pay off your master's if you're studying all the time?
After I graduated, I was working while I was studying too. So,
So you
all the
little by
money,
little.
any extra money I had would just go towards paying down my schooling.
How to deal with abusive narcissist parents? Is that a thing?
Oh, yeah, it is very much a thing. That is so difficult to answer.
Aren't you supposed to fight him? Scrap?
Abusive narcissistic parents. I will say that's probably a really difficult one because you've probably grown up in that environment your entire life, right?
Yeah, so they're stuck.
No, so it means you picked up probably a lot of their habits. They probably have a lot of control over you. They probably can trigger you in ways that nobody else can because it's hitting on those deeper core beliefs. Yeah, that's it's not easily answered. You'd have to sit down and talk about it.
Oh, we have a guest.
300K in debt.
Yeah, her name is Mushi. She's a guest on the podcast, and she's in med school. She's $300,000.
Med school, like doctor, like
Yeah,
MD.
But
MD, right?
I've destroyed her in every debate. It's hilarious.
300K in debt is a lot of money, but a doctor comes out and
How much does doctor make?
300K. In the US, they make a ton more because it's private,
wow.
right?
She's in the US.
So you pay it off in a year. The way I see it is that you can take on as much debt as your job would pay for you in an annual salary. So if you're projected to make 100,000 coming out of school, you can take up to 100,000 in debt, right? And then live below your means and pay it off in 2 years. That's Dave Ramsey.
And it really wouldn't matter if it takes 10 years to pay it off.
Yeah, so a doctor, so 300K is a lot of money, yes, but for a doctor, it's not. It's still within the annual salary range.
But wouldn't I'm worried about foreign competition that's outsourced from other countries that come into the U.S. Wouldn't that competition make it really hard to be a doctor?
No, I think there's a lot of demand.
Okay.
The unskilled jobs, I think, are the ones getting
someone
replaced,
in chat
right?
bitched about that. That's why I'm asking. What do you think about that is worse for women to cheat rather than men to cheat? So I made this argument that men have have the odds stacked against them because of their hormone profile.
Yeah.
And that a woman, when she loves a man, she just sees him. But a man always...
I as much as I want to say that, it should be equal, I think that testosterone... I studied testosterone during my undergrad. And straighten it out? Yeah. Okay. And I study testosterone and the effects they can have, and one of them is obviously increased libido, is increased horniness, right? So, testosterone is insane. Yeah. I also know people who've I guess ex-clients now who've taken steroids and drugs and things like that, and the increase in libido and like just as it's correlated to testosterone when they're when they are taking steroids. Now, it's extremely high.
Think about it. People will take what? It's almost double a human's amount for hormone replacement therapy. I took 16 times human amount testosterone.
Unreal. It's
so I'm very familiar with it.
That's the impulsivity, though.
But mine was for cattle, so it was a poison. It was very bad. Anyways, and I've already seen what it can do. What are Eden's thoughts on e-girls? Do you know what an e-girl is?
Yeah, I think so.
What is it?
I don't know. I don't think you'd want to.
What is an e-girl?
Like a girl on Twitch.
Okay. Not any girl on Twitch. It's a certain type.
Okay.
Basically, she flirts with her chat and then gives them hope that she's going to bang them and takes all their money.
Oh.
You think that's
I don't know. I feel like it's just another form
those
that
girls
it's
talk
existed
about
forever.
those girls get mad that I do a gambling sponsor because they're like, gambling is an addictive
Here's
thing.
the thing I've noticed about Twitch. Here's the thing I've noticed about Twitch. It touches on all the things. Damn, man. It touches on all the so guys will touch on gambling and girls will touch on sex, right? Obviously that makes sense. Those are the most immediately gratifying, right? That they tend to be highly addictive. So yeah, I think it makes sense that.
But
know,
for the guys in our chat
what
are obsessed with sex. That's why they're in our chat.
Yeah, the guys is
Right.
who I'm talking about.
Okay.
But I'm saying from a streamer's side, you can't sell sex to your audience, I presume.
I tried selling them a nipple picture, right? And I lost followers.
I don't know.
Ask him how to deal with a family member that is bipolar.
I don't know. I don't have any experience with this. No, I'm just kidding. Boundaries, I think, is the most important. Set up boundaries. Like John, he tries our parents. Like when you're going through shit, you'll try our parents. You never try. You don't try me.
Dad's phone a long time ago outside the balcony.
But it's because you're a spaz too.
I took his home phone and I threw it out the balcony. Who is the favorite uncle for the nephew?
Me probably. You don't see him that much.
Okay, recently I've worked on my education and a lot improved. Bro, it's always these fucking.
I don't believe.
I'm tired of that shit, bro. Yeah. Shut the fuck up. Ask the therapy questions while we have him here.
Jan, open this. Jan,
what?
Open this.
Oh, you need it?
Just wanted to see. Oh, maintain.
No, it's daytime, so we're gonna drop. It's better. It's not nighttime. Would you be okay with your daughter having an OnlyFans?
Me or you? Is this...
You.
No. Who would be okay with their daughter having an OnlyFans?
99% of men nowadays.
Is it that they're okay with it, or is it that they've kind of they're resigned to it?
Well, they wanna say equal rights, do whatever you want, all that. I
don't think if the progressive idea is that we don't want to value women based on their body, and then we turn around and we support our children and daughters in like pursuing those kinds of things, you're sending the wrong message, right? You're reinforcing the idea that your body is the only thing that will give you value and will give you money and income and things like that. And I've seen it with our family friends. Yeah. I've seen like family friends as parents who've done that. And obviously there comes a point where you start to age out and the younger girl comes in and takes your place, and it is devastating because you've built your entire identity around the idea of beauty and things like that. Kim Kardashian is not going to compete with Dua Lipa.
Kim is hotter.
No, she's not.
Yes, she is.
Doesn't matter. There will come a point where she will stop being. I think she noticed that too, and she's like, I got to move my identity from looks because Kylie's beating me, and she went in and is trying to become a lawyer now.
Okay.
And anyways, that my argument technically is the progressive argument, right? That I don't want men in society to support the idea that a woman's value is inherently based on their looks. I don't think it's good. Identity is another area that I work very closely with. So identity and control. If you build an identity, like I said, around the idea that it's your body and
I was a bodybuilder and I had to
inevitably
that dream, I was broken alcoholic man after that.
This is great. Wait, over here. Main thing I got out of this is if you're feeling down, regain control and establish a routine. And then what's the ending? Analyze your thoughts and try to find the root causes of these thoughts. Yes. And the best way to find the root causes is to ask yourself, first of all, identify those thoughts and ask yourself, what would it say about me if this thought were true?
Wow.
Right? If this thought were true, what is it? It's terrifying. That's why I don't recommend doing it alone. And also I think the mind is likely to resist in some ways, and so maybe a therapist can help push you along that dimension. But ask yourself, what does this thought say about me? And if that thought were true, what does that thought say about me? You'll usually get down to some sort of core belief that you're unworthy, that you're rejected. Not like generally speaking, all of us have these kind of could have these kind of negative core beliefs, right? Unworthy, and you'll be rejected, or you'll be isolated, or you'll be
I'm tired with that fucking idiot. Dua Lipa is Albanian, that's why you like her more than Kim Eden. I'm Albanian.
No. I just as an example, I mentioned Kylie too. I mentioned Kylie too. Kim cannot compare with Kylie.
Kim is hotter than Dua.
No, I don't think so. Personally,
Okay,
I don't
well,
think so. But whatever,
yeah,
you know, it's
I'm
up to
sure
you.
you're the artist.
Dua Lipa is gorgeous. Even before I knew she was Albanian, I
She's
thought she
cute.
was the
She's
most
cute.
beautiful.
Yeah, okay, whatever.
So, but same thing. It doesn't matter. Like these guys are like Joe Rogan. They get caught up on like the details.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say is that Kim Kardashian, if you build an identity around your beauty and your beauty starts to fade as it naturally does with everybody, you lose your identity, and then you have all the self-esteem and all the downstream effects that come from that. Fucking these guys pissing me off.
Guys, stick to the mind. No religion right now.
You guys are lifting up young men. Thank you.
Thank you, G.
Thank you.
When did you subscribe, bro?
Can you tell if they're?
Yeah, basically,
It's just really.
If the Joker mask looks more, if it looks more stacked, it means, huh? Yo, E, look at this. This done is anyone can have this mask. It's a 2-month, 1 month sub, right? Done. 3-month sub, 16-month red,
Wow.
right? And then look at Dead Hexer.
Yeah.
18 months.
Amazing.
The mask.
Yeah, guys, it's my day off. I really did not want to be talking about psychology.
Why do we self-sabotage when we're at the top?
I fucking answered this.
Okay, then we're not answering it again.
I'll quickly.
With demotivation and feeling no purpose in life, I won't look for something that stimulates you as an answer.
Something that stimulates you as an answer. Well, there's your problem. You've already rejected certain answers. So, maybe that's telling in itself, right? What was the exact question? Maybe we can address it.
I'm gonna pee. Don't get baited.
How to deal with demotivation and feeling no purpose in life. Okay, so here's the thing, guys. We go back to this cycle, right? That if there's a cycle that exists, like I said before, it's called the symptom maintenance cycle. So if you have a belief that you have no purpose in life and that you're feeling demotivated and depressed and things like that, the likely behavior from those kinds of thoughts is going to be things like this, where you don't look for things that stimulate you, you don't look for things that give you pleasure or anything like that, and then the consequence of that is that you'll be more depressed and isolated, and then that reinforces those negative thoughts that you have. So look at that cycle and see where you can break it. Can you change the behavior? No. Can you change the thought? No. Then the consequences will continue to stay the same. The reinforcement will be the same. So as far as this is what I said about medications. I'm not advocating for medications, but I'm saying there are cases where the depression, the severity, the frequency, the duration are such that it simply can't be addressed, right? So this is where I say maybe medications could be helpful as a short-term option, just to get you to a place where you start to develop a routine, you're exercising more, maybe you have a skill that you're trying to master, or you're in school, or there's a goal that you're looking for. But what I'll say about that is that just with depression, something that I've noticed has been very helpful for my clients is remember that the way things are now is not the way that things will continue to be forever, right? You have control over that, and you can make that difference. But it's difficult because with proper physiological illnesses, you can take you can get like a shot or something, or you can take an antibiotic or something like that. With mental illnesses, there's a paradox to it, that the best way to motivate yourself is to do things that motivate you, right?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? You have to take.
I'm late to throw the question.
Oh, well.
Did you get that receipt?
Which one?
The one I sent?
Yeah, I sent it.
I sent it too.
I don't know. That one's tough, man. Like, I really do feel for you because I've been there, and it's impossible to get out of it.
Can he explain? You can push it when I'm talking, dude. Just until it
knock
taps.
anything over.
Can he
Get
explain
that guy's information about not feeling motivated, no purpose in life. Maybe I can send him something, or maybe you can send it.
Yeah, Dead Hexer, get that schmuck in here. Okay,
I'll find it. I'll find a resource
you can say
to help
someone,
you out.
just grab that guy's info.
Where is it? Can you find him?
do
Can you
that.
find him? Because
Moderators will do it.
Okay, but I don't know which
They are
place.
our servants.
Okay. But I have something, John. I'll send it to you. You send it to him. See,
don't
Dead
need- you
Hexer
don't need
doesn't
to
know.
find
He
him.
said who.
Yeah, so
The guy asking about no purpose in life and feeling demotivated, that's a very difficult place to be, I think. But there are things that I think could help.
Can you explain how psych drugs, I'm guessing, what is it, like psychedelics, can cause suicidal ideations Is it something big pharma doesn't care about these days?
Yeah,
Do
Big
you
Pharma does
guys
not.
talk about psychedelics?
I think. Okay, so I have a really weird take on this. That I don't think that we're a society that hates that like doesn't like mind altering drugs. We just don't like illegal mind altering drugs. But there's a tradition and a culture in the U.S. of taking mind altering drugs like SSRIs in cases where they're not required. Up to like you know. I know people who take them up to 150, 200 milligrams of some sort of like sertraline or something like that.
I read something that most even prescribed
So
drugs are
it's a societal.
overtaken, and they lie about it.
Yeah,
They overtake. They up the dose.
it's scary, man. Like I've heard like horror stories about like the client will go in with like a mild issue, like like something that has a that it requires problem solving component rather than something else, and the psychiatrist will just immediately jump to SSRIs or antidepressants or whatever. That scares me.
Okay, Ultra, that's stupid. We're not answering that.
You have coffee or something?
I have a pre-workout if you want.
No, that's okay.
You guys, Gorilla Mind, use code John, get 10% off. Okay.
I have been using that, by the way. Yeah,
It's good, yeah?
so good.
Yeah. Ask Eden what he does to stay active.
I think-
Why don't you get timed out for
No,
fucking...
I'll
fuck
answer
that stupid question, bro.
I'll answer.
You're fucking pissing me off, bro.
Soccer
I'm
and
not joking
kickboxing.
anymore.
Soccer and
You're actually pissing
kickboxing.
me
Yeah,
off.
and I'm actually phenomenal. Like soccer, indoor soccer yesterday. Our team scored 30 goals. I had 17 of them. So over 3 games, we played a 10.
Yeah, just don't crack any light in here.
How many of these people do you recognize, John? From like years ago?
A lot of them, believe it or not.
Wow, they stuck by.
Yeah, and this gifter icon means they gift a lot of money. So if they have a gifter icon, ignore everyone else.
Okay. Yeah, you're welcome.
For a few years, I read everyone's question, and it wasted so much time.
I had this idea for John to like take like psych tests as for his stream. I think it'd be so funny because John doesn't give a fuck. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna start timing out the stupid question.
How extensive does a routine have to be? Do you have to plan out your whole day? No.
Start with one, add on.
Yeah, exactly. So I would say you start off with something that you're comfortable with, maybe just incorporating a proper sleep schedule. And then you work your way up to adding gym. You work your way up to adding... I'm of the mindset you should have something social to do every day. You should be communicating with people on a daily basis. So adding that as much as you can. Yeah.
How do I deal with being too based? I guess he's saying too tradcon, like traditionally conservative for social values.
Turns women off.
Should I lie about my beliefs? Never lie.
Okay, here's the thing. So in psychology, something that comes up almost, I will say 90% of situations that come up. Shut the fuck up when I'm talking, man. Like sorry. I'm trying to think of what I'm.
I apologize. Saying. Can I give you a kiss?
Look, he's interrupting me again.
Can I give you a kiss?
No. I don't know what I was talking about. I forgot.
Fuck.
Oh, yeah, the ChadCon. What was the question exactly? Fuck.
He's wrong.
Where'd he go? Where is he? How to deal with being too based, turns women off, should I lie about my beliefs? So this is what we would call in counseling and in psychology dichotomous thinking, or black and white thinking, or all or nothing thinking, right? That there's a temptation to go towards one extreme or another because there's an element of control there, right? So, we talk about control being a good thing. It can end up being hurtful as well in these kinds of cases where you might be uncomfortable with some uncertainty, with some vagueness, nuance, things like that, which is completely normal. I think uncertainty is tied to anxiety, obviously, but remove the anxiety component. Get comfortable with the fact that there is a gray zone. It's not all black and white.
How do you remove it? Habit?
Yeah, I think a part of it is undoing sort of bad habits. As far as the black and white thinking, the thing that has been most helpful for my clients is knowing that these exist. They're what we would call cognitive biases. And then I ask my clients when they have thoughts, okay, in this guy's case, when he says things to women that turn them off, I'm sure he has an idea about what he says that probably turn them off. Write that thought down and see if you would apply the black or white thinking. Is it too much to one side? Have you considered the opposite side of it? But yeah, so just understanding that there are cognitive biases. So dichotomous thinking is one. Mind reading is another one that we probably all do. We assume we know what people are thinking. Catastrophizing, generalizing, all these things, right? Maximizing negative qualities about ourselves and positive qualities about others, and minimizing positive qualities about ourselves and negative qualities about others. So I usually just send the entire cognitive biases chart, and then I ask my clients to, whatever negative thoughts they have, if they can label the thought to a cognitive bias.
Yeah. Whoever's not typing in chat a question is a goddamn pedophile. At me. Okay. What do you think Adderall for fixing behavior? I mean, if you have a dopamine deficiency, maybe?
Dopamine. It's phenylthymine.
Oh, right.
I think dopamine is the downstream effect that it ends up having. But I know a lot of people who've really benefited from it, but it is an amphetamine at the end of the day. So there are, side effects as far as like losing weight, loss of appetite. Hair loss, I think, is another one for amphetamine use. Yeah, which I'm could be damaging to your self-esteem. I don't know. But I think, if you need it, I know some people who do amazing with it and are absolute shit without it. So.
Eden, what do you think of Jon selling drugs for a long time?
No comment.
Okay. Go keep asking, guys. Does stress cause... All right, shut the fuck up. Why?
Cause white hair.
By the way,
that's
guys,
it.
White hair is a dying cell. That's all it means. Okay. It's the DNA dying. Okay.
See, Jon has. I think, Jon, if I were to say a couple things you could benefit from, dichotomous thinking. Your thinking is so black and white. You can't entertain anything in between.
Because you know what's in nuance?
Why? Well, let me ask you why.
I'm not a
why have you here?
Libtard. The life is pretty simple. You look at even Freud, Jung, all of them agree.
Is it because it's just easier? Is it because it's easier to just move to a black position or a white position?
No, it's
and not
because only women live in nuance. Men live in rigid thinking.
Yeah, but rigidity isn't always good, I think.
Men shouldn't.
It means you're not flexible. It means you can't adapt.
Cry in front of their wives. That's a rigid thought.
No, I don't agree.
Okay, well then you're a cock.
I think you're denying an entire aspect of your identity if you're ignoring your emotions.
No, she's supposed to see you as a rock. Believe it or not,
I think there is value in that. I think a lot of therapists, a client comes in and they're sort of at the end of their rope, right? They're feeling completely hopeless, and they show up, and the therapist is being overly "Oh, I'm so sorry, I can't imagine." I would not want that. I'm on my last I don't know who else to turn to, and I go over there and I find this non-confident therapist telling me
talk to your boys.
No, I'm saying if you go to see a healthcare professional, I'd want them to be confident in what they're doing, and that's why I'm sad to hear that all these therapists on Twitch are that shitty.
Well, most of them get
That's crushing. That's crushing. Imagine turning to a counselor knowing that they're your last chance, and they completely fuck it up.
Yeah.
And then they think that that's not an option for them.
I have a theory that most therapists suck.
Yeah. My experience with my own personal counseling.
Yeah. Chris, shut the fuck up, bro. Younger Freud.
Oh shit, Freud. Always Freud.
Same.
Freud turned out to be right about a lot of. It's so funny. In my undergrad, they shit on Freud. They teach you. It's why are you teaching us Freud if you're just gonna shit on him? When I went to grad school, he is the most important person. He's the father of psychology, obviously. But it's so crazy how they just do a 180. It's almost like undergrad. It's they're placating you. Oh yeah, no, he sucks because he had sexist beliefs and stuff like that. In graduate school, they're no, he's he knew his shit. No, who would deny that we have unconscious motivations today?
Yeah.
Nobody. That's Freud.
Yeah. Is it possible to get a good therapist without having any trauma? Well, who's he asking for? The therapist or himself?
I don't get it. Why wouldn't you be able to get a good therapist?
I don't think you need to be going through trauma to get a therapist.
Definitely not. And good therapists don't just... Are they implying that good therapists deal only with trauma? I don't know.
Is isolation solitude necessary? necessarily a bad thing, because the way I live, Schopenhauer says, lock yourself in this room and become a master, right? But then we are meant to be social, but men are antisocial, right?
No, I'm the mental health side of things. I think you can do everything, and I think we get a lot of motivation from other people. Also, we're social beings. Like, why are you denying that aspect of yourself?
Yeah.
What aspect of your upbringing was isolationist?
The part where I made a lot of money.
Of your upbringing?
Upbringing? Oh, no.
From age 0 to whatever,
No,
18.
Zero. I was
What?
never alone.
You come out and you breastfeed almost immediately.
Yeah,
You're literally
Exactly.
attached to somebody, and you're just gonna deny that because you're.
I get more
Schopenhauer's
subscriptions
dick.
alone. What does your bro think about the increasing issue of corporate psychologists involved in game development that contribute to gaming addiction?
That's such a
Talk
good
about
question.
gaming addiction on Twitch.
That's such a good
Fuck.
question.
Daytime television? That's incredible.
That's such a good question. I hadn't thought about it. Wow.
I didn't even think
Obviously
about that.
unethical, legal, but unethical, immoral, I think.
I think there's
But I'm of the mindset that you don't, remove. Look, if somebody's afraid to get on an elevator, for example, you don't remove the elevator. You make the person comfortable enough with taking that elevator. So in this case, you can't remove the corporate psychologists and the corporations from, appealing to people's addictive tendencies, or that tendency that they have to game or to whatever the case may be. What I would say is, how do we teach people the proper coping mechanism skills and self-care routines that get them away from seeing gaming as an escape or as a coping mechanism?
Okay. Guys, good questions only.
That's a really good question, though.
Yeah, that was a good one. Props to you, bro.
Cuck Jon Zherka always saying he got rich in isolation when he always had an online what?
An online army of yes men.
men.
I'll tell you something, bystander. And your name is bystander because you've been a bystander your whole life, you little bitch.
That's a way better question.
Look at this little bitch. Look at this little bitch. Hey, bystander, join the VC right now. Join VC right now, you fucking pussy. At 60 seconds, join VC. Talk to me. I want to hear your shaky pussy ass little voice, or I'm banning you.
Okay. Go up. That guy had a really good question. So this is what he actually meant. I'm asking if a therapist can be good at his job if they never experienced any trauma.
Of course they can. Of course. They get to apply.
I don't know, man. Lived experience is important.
No, but
it's super
of
important.
course, if
It's
they
super-
know what they're
you
talking
can't-
about, they can run.
There's what we would call like a psychic reality, like an internal psychic reality that somebody without that lived experience just cannot tap into. They don't have trauma by its definition is something that is life changing.
Yeah.
Literally okay, so in psychology, as throughout your development, you go through different stages where you learn about like sort of autonomy, justice, the way the world works, all these things. Trauma causes you to drop all of that. You're dropping your entire life experiences and you're starting from beginning, but you're starting from a beginning that's been tainted by this traumatic experience. So can you pull it up? I'm having some trouble just on the internet. Erickson's
No. We don't do that shit. Keep going.
fuck, what are they? There's certain like hurdles that you go through as you develop.
No, but I'm saying.
So the reason why I'm saying that is that by definition.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Tell us what you were gonna say. Tell us. Give us. Your.
I'm a gentleman. Go ahead.
It's too late. Just say it.
Ladies first.
Just
go
say
ahead.
it now.
Tell
us what this magical thought was that you needed to interrupt.
I forgot. I had an intrusive thought. That's a bit of a delay.
I don't know what I was saying. I forgot.
Be his Jamie. Okay.
Damn. Come on, man. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, trust versus mistrust, autonomy, shame and doubt, initiative versus guilt. These ones obviously very specific, but all those areas that are developed throughout your upbringing and your entire life are basically removed once something traumatic has happened, and you're having to relearn all of those, but now you're learning the negative sides of them. And so the idea that somebody who hasn't experienced something to that extent could relate and be able to help you out is, I think, it's, I don't know, I'm skeptical.
What is stonewalling in a relationship, and how abusive is it? Do you know what this is?
Stonewalling.
I don't believe in it. Stonewalling is basically.
I do know what it is, but
Yeah, it's a little cringe. Let's just forget this one.
Yeah, the only thing with stonewalling and gaslighting and these kinds of things is like they are symptomatic of an argument, right? They do come up in arguments. You can't just say, "Oh, just don't gaslight me in an argument." Like if you're fighting, that's what is going to come up. Yeah. Ask yourself why the fight is happening in the first place, right? Because symptoms of the fight are that there's gaslighting and stonewalling component involved inherent in it. So you can't just remove. It's like, I'm not going to stonewall you, but we're going to continue to fight.
Right, because so you're either in a defensive mode in the argument. So
of course,
by nature, the argument. Okay.
So
Anna's an idiot. I'm kidding.
I just think it's ridiculous. Like it's like saying how can I it's like saying I want
to take roids without side effects.
Exactly. Hilarious. Yeah. Exactly. Right. Roids being the fight and the side effects being the stonewalling. So just stop. Like figure out what the root of the fight is.
Do you think leaving someone on red is emotional abuse?
No. No, I don't believe
What about, do you know love bombing? I do that a lot.
I don't know what that is.
Where hey, babe, I love you. I text them a lot, and then I'd ghost them for a week.
It's like manipulative and stuff like that. But I wouldn't remove these people. I would increase people's resilience against it. That would be the approach that I take.
So wow! It doesn't affect you. So you would actually see the sensitive people as needing the cure, whereas the people doing that.
No, both sides. I think. Okay. Yeah. Why are you being manipulative like that? I would address that component too. But if my client comes in and says that somebody like ghosted them and love bombed them or whatever the case is, I wouldn't say, oh, how do we prevent all humans from ever doing that to you again? Yeah. I would say, why is it that it had such an emotional reaction for you? How do we remove that component? Where is it coming from?
You did.
Should therapy be a thing that all people do, or is it just for people who have had a bad period or mental issue? Honestly, there's so much.
Let's look at this is an easy one. Let's look at businessmen. They go see a therapist. They do better.
Yeah, but then they're like you're.
Everyone can benefit. Yes, talking about professional. What the fuck?
Of course, but you're clogging up the system for people who.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Say that again. Put one of these.
Okay,
on.
So
say that again. You're what? Clogging what?
You're blocking the system for people who might actually need it. And the only reason why I say that is because we work with a lot of clients up north where there's, up to 1 year long wait list to see therapists. And if rich people are just able to bypass that, or like high socioeconomic status people are just able to bypass that, and they, what's the best word? Clog is not the word. Like block.
Yeah, clog. They understand clog. Guys, it's like when you clog the toilet after playing Valorant and Counter-Strike all day.
So, I mean, obviously, if you have an issue, you should go. But if you're just going to see a counselor, like, just for the sake of going to see a counselor because it's in and trendy right now, I think that could have some help. I think that could be useful because a lot of people would.
Because there are wait lists. And
shit. Yeah, in Vancouver, in Vancouver and in BC especially.
I've never thought of that.
Wow. That's the only concern that I have, that maybe the poor people maybe aren't getting access to it.
Okay, I'm banning you, bro. The NFT guy, I'm banning you. Okay, and I never unban.
Should a therapist's salary be tied to a person's wealth? What does that mean?
Just a stupid question. How do you get more social interaction when you are too anxious to go outside?
Support groups with other people who are socially anxious. That's so helpful. The same way addicts or people who are addicted go to Alcoholics Anonymous or Addicts Anonymous. I know those exist now too. The other people who can relate with your problems, so that if you do something that isn't like socially kind of awkward or something like that, they would all understand. That would be the first place to start. The goal, I guess, would be to get to a place where you could do it. You could do it with other groups of people, but that's probably the best way to start. You start with your own. Do you get exhausted from listening to other people's problems all day? No, when I worked in insurance just as a part-time, that exhausted me because I felt like I wasn't doing anything. My work had no meaning, no purpose. I was doing something very monotonous and repetitive daily, and I couldn't wait to graduate. And no, I love my job. I love to be able to sit there and work on problems and identify where things come from. I'm big on
too, yeah.
It's rewarding. Yeah. I'm big on cause and effect. So that psychology is very much rooted in that, current issues.
Your people even send you gifts and stuff. They love you.
Not really. I don't really accept gifts. It's unethical, but
yeah, but they
try to.
Yeah,
smile.
They
oh my
love
God.
you.
I love my clients.
They're like your babies.
Yeah.
How do you get rid of intrusive thoughts and bad outcome thinking? Sounds like you're a pussy, bro.
Sorry, I spaced out. Intrusive thoughts, exposure and response prevention therapy is the best way for that. So intrusive thoughts, it would depend on what kind of intrusive thoughts. The whole idea behind exposure and response prevention therapy is that there's an element of exposure. So you allow yourself to have these thoughts, and whatever behavioral rituals you engage in to remove the thoughts, and they're not always behavioral. Sometimes, they're mental as well. But whatever rituals you engage in to alleviate that anxiety related to that thought, in other words, the compulsion in OCD, you don't do them. That's the response prevention side of it.
Wow,
Yeah.
dude, I'm gonna just say it, bro, you're the best therapist on any platform I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And you know what's crazy? I caught you when you just got out of bed.
No, I just got home. What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, you're tired. You look tired, right?
Yeah. No, I was out all night. So.
No, bro, I'm gonna show you what therapists look like on YouTube and Twitch, bro. They suck, and a lot of them don't even do it live. They prepare on YouTube. It's fucking weird. Any thoughts on Dr. K? Bro, we don't talk about Dr. K. It's Dr. Z in this bit. Not a doctor. But you know what I mean? Like, yo, I'm going to tell you right now, bro. My twin brother is way... Listen. My twin brother is the smartest man I've ever met. He tweaked a few things in my brain, and I became the fucking highest paid affiliate listener to this man. This man cuts no corners. This man leaves no stone unturned. He's professional everywhere. He's got a girlfriend that's a professional. He's got a life that's professional. He's got friends and a social life. He's one of the best football players out here. He's an MMA fighter. He does everything, man. And all I want to say is I still feel smarter than him for some reason. You don't need that. You don't know.
Send one text.
All right, bring us a picture of yourself. What's the best advice you've taken from him? I think the best thing he's ever told me was I think when he taps into my self-destructive behavior. I think that really helped me. Basically that I felt like I don't deserve much, so I kept sabotaging myself. And I kept catching bans, and then I stopped catching bans, legitimate bans, when I started talking to him more. And we didn't talk for years when I was a bouncer. We hated each other. Like we barely, well, we didn't see each other. Not that we hated. Well, we had some fights, but when I got adopted by you guys, that's when I had more time to see him, and he really helped me out. Is he the same height as you? He's 6'3". I'm a little tall. I'm a little taller. And he's lean, small. Like he's more like a Ronaldo type. I'm more like NFL, yeah. So I'll get a picture of you. Send me a few pictures. I'll pick my favorite one. Who wins in sparring? You or we sparred a lot.
I think you. You've beaten me every time. The reach is ridiculous. I can't. Like by the time I get to his chin, his fist is halfway through my head.
Yeah.
It's just
it is unfair. Biomechanically, it's unfair. Yeah.
I remember once I hit him and I was so shocked that I like froze. I was like, wow, did I actually hit him?
Yeah. Also, the amount of weight I move compared to you is like, it's unfair. It's way unfair.
Yeah, 60 pounds. We're 6 weight classes apart.
Well, how much are you weighing right now?
180. Or what? 185. 185 probably. Yeah. 6'3", 185.
No, you do better in the later rounds for sure.
Yeah. Because
when I start gassing?
My fitness is unreal. Elite.
Who has bigger cock? On roids, I think I did. No, okay, ready? Wait, do you guys want an ambience or any music in the background? Do maybe jazz? What do you want to hear?
Sure.
Put that thing
Can
in
you
your
play
fucking...
proper? Can you play proper music? Like,
Lo-fi? Yeah.
No, not lo-fi.
But no lyrics, because that shit fucks with them.
Wait, what does this mean? 185. It's 6'3". Man, I was watching like Trump videos. How that was.
I can't believe that even. It feels like.
Dude,
a
I
fever
watched
dream,
him going to sumo. Like it's.
Huh?
Have you seen that? Where he goes to the sumo thing?
No, I haven't.
It was crazy how much respect they give him, more so than their own
What country?
prime minister. Japan. Dude.
I know, but they do sumo everywhere.
Like it's insane how
Now,
much respect.
now
they have.
sumo's a sport everywhere.
Yeah. True. Yeah, there are a lot of white guys, but over there.
Is the music good or bad in the background? Do you
He
like
looks
the
more
music?
like 6'1", 6'2". Dude, I took my tonsils out. They had to weigh me and
Hold on.
check my
Is
height.
the
I was
music a good
6'3".
idea, Chad, or is it stupid?
I'm 6'1", 158 to 160. I'm trying to get some more weight on though. Nah,
The
don't worry
music's
about
stupid?
that. No, I like it, but
Put it on then.
I don't want to hear myself. Here, you got the wrong one. I talk funny, you know.
Yeah. Okay, no music it is. Do you deal with male and female clients? What tends to be the most common issue between the
Yes,
two? What the fuck does that mean?
both. I don't know. I don't want to answer that question, but yeah, I deal with both.
Okay, because
I just live for my clients.
Okay, or yeah, because it's a privacy. Okay.
There's obviously that's not an issue, but I don't know.
How important is your environment, your home, the people you hang with? I mean, you're answering your own shit here, bro. Would you like your thoughts? What do you think? Home,
What do you
environment?
think?
I think 99%. Like it definitely your home changes. If I chill with drug dealers, I'm a drug dealer. If I chill with streamers, I'm collabing and growing.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, who you hang out with is most important.
How do you find a good girl nowadays?
Shit, I don't know, man.
Don't you have to donate $1,000 to her stream?
I have no idea. Like that's I don't know.
OCD?
How do you help someone with OCD? I talked about this, exposure and response prevention. So expose them to the obsessions, the O in OCD, which are and I'm not being like offensive or anything like that. That's the technical term, that they're obsessive thoughts. So expose them to the thoughts instead of them trying to avoid them. And then whatever compulsions they have, so whatever behavioral ritual they have to eliminate the anxiety associated with that obsessive thought, remove that. So if the obsessive thought, for example, is the house will burn down, and the compulsion is to check the stove, very frequently, we allow those thoughts to exist without checking the stove, for example. If you can take the weight away from, because every time you act on that, you reinforce the idea that it's a potential possibility, and you help strengthen that association. So you're actually only making it worse for yourself. You're making it a very significant, concerning, anxiety-provoking issue. So once you remove that, you start to reinforce opposite associations.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that's
Is
that.
Jon Zherka more intelligent than he sounds?
No.
Does Adderall help ADHD, or is that cap?
No, it does. It helps so much.
Yeah.
It helps so much. I've seen so many people. Still, though, I'm kind of, I don't know.
Thoughts on twin theory? Twin Tower? When did you stop growing, Jon Zherka? I probably when I pulled out of your mouth. I hate that guy, bro. Did the drugs you took make you taller? I think so, but that's pseudoscience. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people do that.
Unless it's like if you take aromatase inhibitors or estrogen blockers during puberty.
Really, you can.
Yes, because of the overflow in your
Don't you think some like very rich people who are insecure?
Oh, on TikTok, teenagers are now hurting themselves at 17, blocking estrogen, so there's more free flow testosterone for them, and they are growing taller, and it's a big pandemic. It's a pandemic.
You have some water.
Are you a religious person? No. Trump gave it to his kid. Okay.
Okay, I'm out.
Second, no, chill. Why'd you turn that light on, bro? Doesn't that hurt? Turn it off.
Huh?
Turn off.
No, when I get up.
I'll do it. Guys, keep asking questions. High value podcast right here. Make sure we get the gifters going because I'm
Where's
holding
your
him down.
Christmas tree and like?
I will.
all that
I will. I
stuff?
will.
All right.
It's my day off stream.
What do you want me to do? Where are you going?
Just to turn off the light. Just fucking focus. I'm paying you, bro. I'll pay you for this. Just stay.
So how come the red ones are the?
Hmm?
Oh, because they're made out to you specifically. Like that's why they're red.
Well, they just
Do you
want you to
think
read
it's a
it.
good
They
idea
want
to take screenshots of every text combo that has happened during a hookup?
What does that mean?
That leads to a hookup. I feel like these days, kind of, right? Just legally.
Stupid question. Guys, the societal questions are for me, but come on, let's do brain questions, okay?
What football team do you support? I have a few teams, like soccer teams. And I know people are going to hate me for this, but I've always loved Paris Saint-Germain, like PSG. I love Manchester City just because the way they play is so much fun to watch. Like, oh my God, Pep, like the best. And I always like Tottenham too, but not so much anymore. I like Manchester United too, but god damn, man, 4-1 loss to Watford. You know Watford, like
I don't watch cuck sports, bro.
I don't know. That's a big deal with
I
Ronaldo. Like I don't know.
watch MMA, bro.
I'm only watching Premier League again because of Ronaldo returning. So
What's your relationship with your parents?
good, good. Luckily,
I mean, Albanians have good.
Yeah. Luckily, yeah.
All right.
PSG cuck team in a cuck sport.
Okay,
True.
I think this is a big question. Let's read this whole thing. The question has to be punctuated. So can you not do your mumble rap?
Me?
Yeah. Like
Sorry, yeah.
The question's got to be louder than the answer.
I'm so tired. Okay, you read it though. I'm still sick. So.
Oh my God. Okay. I had issues deeply with my family and it severely affected my life and forced me to drop out. I'm sorry to hear that. During university, to look after my mother, I was extremely depressed. Eventually, this contributed for 4 months now. And I have social anxiety and haven't left my house in months. This is relatable to me right now. When I do, I have panic attacks and feel hopeless at home. Okay.
Yeah.
This sounds big.
Yeah. It sounds very difficult. It sounds difficult because obviously there's a component of having to take care of your mother, right? So it's not that it's entirely internal. Maybe that aspect of it is out of your control. And so there's, maybe it did force you to have to stay home, and it contributed to everything else. As far as the panic attacks, first of all, remember that they're very scary, but they're not dangerous. So the one thing that I always push for is like breathing exercises. If you can regulate your heart rate, you can activate the what is it called? Peripheral nervous system. So that part of your nervous system, which is responsible for like rest and digest kind of thing. So control your breathing, specifically do 4-7-8 breathing. Inhale for 4 seconds, exhale or hold for 7, and exhale for 8 seconds. That will immediately have downstream effects on the other areas. The other thing with panic attacks,
another control aspect.
It's a control aspect, exactly. Yeah, cool. There you go. Now you're getting it.
Yeah,
right? See, control plays into everything.
Yeah. Which is so cool. It's like take responsibility of what's happening. It's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead. There's more to it.
Social anxiety, obviously, like the way we would treat it is through exposure. You have to sort of put yourself out there, but ask yourself what the worst case scenario is.
Right.
What's the worst case scenario of an encounter being awkward? That they think you're an awkward person? Is that the worst case scenario, or what is it? And then once you have that worst case scenario, ask yourself what you feel it says about you. Maybe it's I don't know your situation, but maybe there's a validation component that your self-worth is tied to other people. So if other people perceive you to be awkward, then it's not that they just perceive you to be awkward. It's that there's an implication that you have no self-worth and that you'll be isolated and rejected and all these things. So obviously, I would recommend in your case, obviously that sounds like a lot of issues, and having to deal with an issue with your mom, like that's so crushing. I would talk to a counselor.
However, that is admirable.
And the counselor is sort of a controlled experience as far as the social anxiety is concerned, right? You can test certain things.
I think also you got to look at it from the lens of how admirable is it that the bad cards he's been dealt in life is to take care of his mom. That's really admirable. That's a great journey.
Yeah.
Right?
That is a powerful journey.
That has more meaning than playing fucking Minecraft all day and shit.
Yeah, 100%.
I love that. You know?
And also, like I said before, just remind yourself that things won't always be like this. That, you know, the way things are right now is not the way that things will be in the future. I'm very big on the idea of like the compound effect. So the idea that you make small incremental changes
And
gradually. And it's not that the momentum just builds. It's not that you're just improving. It's that each success capitalizes on the previous successes, right? So it's like compounded
when
interest.
It rains,
that
it pours.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Not really. Like you're building on something that's already been built to. So you add one floor, but you're not on the first floor anymore. Now you're on the second floor.
Yeah.
And you add a floor to that, you're not on the second floor, you're on the third. So just like they add on top of each other.
Yeah.
So start making small incremental changes with aspects of your life that and ask yourself questions about why your self-worth is tied to or here maybe the best way to ask this question is to ask yourself what does it mean, what gives somebody self-worth and what gives you self-worth? What is it that makes somebody worthy in your eyes? Is it the validation of other people, that other people tell them that they have worth? I think that could be a good question to ask yourself.
Great. How to get over insecurity.
But definitely for that last guy, I would say to talk to a counselor. I think they can.
Yeah, he definitely should see someone. You know, and investing in mental health is better than anything.
And this is what I say with
life needs to go on. You better put money into it. How to get
or check your health benefits if you're working.
Right. Man, I even say go in debt for your mental health. Who gives a fuck?
Of course.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of places that offer counseling. I know here in Vancouver, UBC offers free counseling.
Okay.
Free counseling. It's just
that
there's
like
long wait lists for it. I don't know what it's like in the U.S., but I imagine there's similar programs that offer free counseling as a healthcare thing, as a charitable thing. So definitely look around if money is an issue for you.
Okay. Ayo Vonsky says, how to get over insecurity about things you literally can't change. I think you answered your own question.
Like
there,
what?
Bro. Like, you should be
how to get over insecurity.
How do you get over the sun coming up every morning, bro?
Okay,
you can't change it.
I would ask you why value is tied to this specific thing that you can't change, right? So you get to define what success and what values are important, right? So John, for example, will always define success as income because he does very well income-wise.
Yeah.
I wouldn't actually define success, but somebody in my position is likely to define success by their education because they have a strong education.
Yeah.
So find the things that you are proud of about yourself and define your success in that way and let other people know.
Which is weird.
So don't base your don't base value around your insecurities, base value around your strengths. Because I think to that extent, then other people can't compete, and you'll notice that it has a downstream effect on your self-esteem, self-efficacy, all these other areas.
It's so weird because when I was broke, my value was in finances. It was muscle.
Yeah, but that's like an early 20s thing, right? That when you're in like university in that age, money isn't really a problem. And so like it's just about anyways. Dissociative Eden, do you often have clients with DID, so dissociative identity disorder, what used to previously be multiple personality disorder?
Okay.
Just curious. So I actually haven't had a client like that yet. So
yes, Inky, we're good. Let's keep this going.
Yun.
Okay. Okay.
It's like,
do you like the no camera thing? I think it flows better.
Yeah, just because I'm so tired, I just want to let my eyes hang, be ugly for a second.
Yeah, same. Opinion.
I can't.
Slavo Zizek. Okay, how do you deal? Better questions, bro. You commies got to bring better shit. How to deal with body dysmorphia?
Like every time you look in the mirror, you feel like you haven't progressed despite other people noticing that you have.
I think
As
body.
far as like working out,
I think you need to stop looking at unrealistic magazines of men and
1,000%.
find athletes that got your body type. Drinking a lot of water actually help mentally. Yes.
No,
that's
but
good.
yeah, sure. Drink more water. I've never heard of it helping mentally, but drink more water. I don't know why that.
I like
don't
the
see how
idea
that
of
could be
you're always flushing. I like that.
Yeah, yeah, just like flush out. Yeah, but I don't know mentally. The one thing that can be helpful for.
Fasting.
So here's one thing that I feel like your viewers could benefit
Say
from.
fasting.
Fasting, sure, but the thing I was gonna say is that when you're so your eyes are obviously they're lenses, right? To some extent, when you're focused on something close up, your mind actually perceives that to be a threat because it's something in close proximity, and so that can actually help. That can actually make you more anxious. So people like you, if you're sort of on your computer for a long time, if you can go out and you can focus on something 20 or 30 feet away, let's say, and have sort of a panoramic view, the mind actually interprets that as, well, a couple of things, that there is no threat, first of all, that you can kind of focus on the background, and also that there's more space in that, right? So it's a more panoramic view. That can actually, apparently it's very good for
yeah,
anxiety.
or even going for a walk, like just looking at
Yeah,
the
going
trees
for a
and
walk,
not
for
the
sure.
fucking
Yeah,
computer
yeah, yeah.
screen.
Guys, it all comes back to control. Take back an element of control over your life. Have you ever dealt with dissociation, and how do you handle it? I have, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a scary one. Again, dissociation, it's scary because the more you try to fight it, this is like one of those OCD things. The more you try to fight it, the more strength it gets. Do you know what I mean? That it's like another aspect of the dissociation. Ask yourself, what purpose does this serve? Are things so bad for me right now that my mind is better off dissociating me entirely from that world? And I think that could be helpful. Well, I just lost my entire train of thought.
What about this one?
No, you guys can troll. I don't care. I'm leaving soon anyway. Sorry, John. When are you coming to help my clients, huh?
Yeah,
do your job, you do mine.
Didn't I already help them with my interruption?
That was school.
Yeah.
That was school, so make sure you
Yeah,
specify that it's never happened with clients.
Yeah. Oh,
Besides,
wow.
I have
so
an
the
office.
story
I have an office now.
That makes the story a lot better, actually.
They're just students. That's why I didn't care. Students and my professor. Logotherapy is very good. Obviously, finding meaning. Great book, Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl.
What was this?
No, the one below
Mango?
it. Thoughts on Viktor E. Frankl and logotherapy.
I don't give a fuck about that.
Great book. He's a survivor of the Holocaust.
No, but the one on top is a good question.
What does it say? Where are my glasses? Do you think experiencing more trauma... Go up. Do you think experiencing more trauma leads to being less empathetic? Yes, I think... I don't know if John has mentioned this because I told him recently and it kind of blew his mind. When we think about trauma, we think of schemas. So a schema is basically a belief system you have about the world, about the future, the world, about yourself. And when you experience something traumatic... Can I have one?
Yeah, sure.
When you experience something traumatic, it disrupts all of your schemas. So any beliefs that you had, if you tend to have sort of a healthy mindset, you're likely to think that the world is safe and predictable and just. And when something traumatic happens, those sort of all go out the window. The world becomes very scary. It requires hypervigilance because there's an expectation that something else could happen like that. And what was the exact question? Becoming less empathetic. So so I think that could make you less empathetic, obviously, because it makes you less trusting. It shifts the focus on yourself because you now become the person who requires help the most. So you just don't have that, you're not able to cathect that, what we would say, cathect that mental energy onto external experiences, other individuals. The focus is solely on yourself.
This one?
What's that? Inst? What's inst?
I don't know.
Inst control in its self-illusion. How?
Isn't.
Oh. And how come anything concerning control makes sense from a psychological standpoint? Total bullshit. makes Eden answer since he's writing a book about it. I don't get the question. Isn't control in itself an illusion? How come anything concerning control makes sense from a psychological standpoint? What the fuck? I don't get this. It's like he's like debating himself.
I don't know.
How come? Wait, I want to answer it.
No, this guy's a troll.
I'm not writing the book now in like 10 years.
He's got 13 messages. He's a fucking troll. Look what he talks about.
Jon.
He's repeating this one. Oh no!
If you can ask that question in a better way that makes sense, I'll
come back when you're not being stupid, bro.
How do you deal with not having a masculine figure in your life? I feel like this is for you. As a male.
I would go about it. I would go about it with who do you genuinely admire and want to become like, and maybe pick up on their habits, routine, lifestyle choices, and friendships and relationship choices.
That's the great thing about the internet and things like that. That you have people there. So you have the template, obviously. For a masculine figure, and there are people that can or there are ways to mimic that, right? So if you don't have it in your own personal life, you find it in your community, or you find
it's only salt and
you
pepper.
Find it
you
in
don't
your role
become
models.
The person. You only add a few.
You
should only add 5% of Zherka to your day, not 99.
Of course, yeah. If you're adding 99% of Jon, that's not even your own identity. I think developing your own identity can be very good.
And you go to prison.
And you'll go to prison.
It's like, don't be erratic, bro. Like, it worked out for me, thank God.
Why aren't you coming with us to Banff, Jon? That's the most important question. He bailed on that, guys.
Okay, go ahead.
What specific things qualify as a person to be diagnosed as having bipolar disorder? Okay, so bipolar disorder, there's different ones. Obviously, there's bipolar 1, bipolar 2. So bipolar 1, which is like the most severe of the bipolar disorders, you actually don't even need to have a depressive episode. You just need to have a manic episode that sufficiently meets the criteria. And a manic episode in this case would be even to the extent of like delusions of grandeur or persecution. Those are the two main ones that come up. Extended periods of energy. Jon, does any of this sound familiar? I'm just kidding.
It's fine.
I'm kidding. So like lots of energy, feeling like there's not feeling like a need to sleep or to hydrate or to eat or do anything to that effect. So that's bipolar 1. That's, you have to have a manic episode that meets that criteria, and there are specific criteria based on the DSM-5 that we could look at. I think you could Google it pretty quickly. Bipolar 2 would be, there has to be a manic a hypomanic episode, so not exactly manic, it falls just below that criteria. It actually has its own criteria, because if it's a full manic, then it becomes bipolar 1. But there also has to be a depressive episode, if I remember correctly, and the space between the manic, the hypomanic, hypo meaning just less than, and the hypomanic episode and the depressive episode, I think they're about 3 or 4 months apart, but they can alternate more quickly. And then obviously with the depressive, it would be the symptoms that you see in major depressive disorder. With the hypomanic, it's manic, but maybe not to an extent of delusion. So there's that heightened energy, that lack of a requirement to sleep or eat, but not exactly delusions of grandeur or persecution to the extent that they're full-on delusions, right? That it's bordering on psychosis.
Wow. Compare that to the therapists online. Man, wow. I might even do a highlight reel. Do you think trauma can have a positive effect on a person's life? And I would have to say, fuck yeah. But
what? Sorry?
Go ahead.
What's the question?
It's highlighted, genius.
Do you think trauma can have a positive effect on a person's life? Yes, I believe that people can sublimate their anxieties and their traumatic experiences. And by sublimate, it's a very esoteric term, but it's basically where you take that. Freud talks about this, right? So you sublimate anxious energy or traumatic energy into art or something creative, right? That's the healthiest, what we would call, defense mechanism.
Is traumatic energy usually mania?
Sorry.
Is it like
No, not. I wouldn't. I don't. There isn't a positive connotation. Like mania should not have a positive connotation by any means
Okay.
because it's very destructive. So yeah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't add a positive connotation to
Okay.
manic episode. I think that is something that would need to be treated.
Yeah. What about this one?
What can I do if I want to be more fun and confident, and I know I have to get friends to achieve that, but I have no energy or desire to do it? On nights before sleep, I get motivated, but during the day, I don't want to do anything. I've had this. I've been there.
Yeah.
At night, you get so stoked, and
Yeah.
the next day, it's a completely different experience. You should act on when you do have the energy. Set up plans when you're motivated, and the next day, you have to you've already made that commitment, right? So
Yeah.
stick to the commitments that you make. So there's something in it's a CBT thing. I'm not, obviously I do CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, but there's something we would call behavioral activation, which is the idea that you're not doing things because you're in a mood to do them or you have energy to do them. They're obligations. So you don't go to the gym because you're in the mood to go to the gym. You go to the gym because you have to go to the gym. And actually, paradoxically, by doing that, it ends up affecting you in a more positive way, so that ends up becoming more of a natural
Is that everything snowballs?
behavior. Yeah. It's ironic because depression, obviously the first thing that goes is motivation and all the things that you enjoy doing. So
going through
we're
the
asking you to
motions
reverse
in the
that.
gym, is that good enough?
Yeah, sometimes you go take attendance. It happens. You can't be black and white about it and think that every gym workout is going to be amazing.
I used to tell my clients I trained, if you don't want to work out, drive to the gym, enter, and don't work out. And they usually finish the workout. Right? I'm like, just drive there and back.
Yeah. Or the thing that I've noticed has been helpful for my clients is not even thinking about the whole process of getting up and getting changed and driving and getting stuck in traffic. Just step by step. I just want to get changed. I'm just going to go to the car. I'm just going to turn on the car. I'm just going to drive to that red light.
Oh my God, that's actually such good business advice.
Yeah. It's really good. But yeah, discipline is extremely important. Yeah. Discipline. What does Jocko Willing say? Discipline sets you free. Or discipline is freedom.
I don't know. That guy's a little.
I love that guy.
Really?
He's so cool.
We hate him.
Really? He's like a real life Gears of War.
Marcus Phoenix.
Yeah.
Why are feminists so angry?
Shit, dude.
Good luck.
No comment.
Let's go with streaming on hard mode.
No comment.
I'll tell you why you're miserable. Fuck. All right, go. What do you disagree with each other on most about? We disagree most.
Everything.
Lifestyle.
Everything.
Definitely lifestyle.
Everything. Yeah.
You
I tell John, I'm like,
balance.
no, I believe if you're young, you should be working really hard. I think it's so important. Like, work your ass off when you're young. You have the energy. You feel great about it. There's no better quality to have, personality quality, than a strong work ethic. It's amazing. But John goes to the extent where he and I, we share a wall. I'm in the other room, and he was streaming, and I had to work from home that day. I couldn't go to my office. I was getting tested for COVID, so I was kind of stuck at home. And so I was working from my home office, and I hear John like streaming, and then I end up getting my results back the next day. I go out, I come back, he's still streaming. I go to sleep, and I still hear him streaming through the wall. And I remember I came up like 4 a.m. What did I say? I was like, bro, just
you said
stop.
Turn off your manic.
Yeah, and that was a 37-hour stream I think you'd done. So that's just too much, but work hard. And honestly, I don't think it's
funny,
you can't maintain that.
That day I farmed like 10 subscriptions. All right, anyway, sometimes it's rough. Sometimes e-baking is hard. What do you think is the biggest mental...
Exhausted, guys. I'm exhausted,
issues
bro.
From a single-parent household. Someone's from a single-parent household.
What do you think are the biggest mental formative issues for people from a single-parent household? What do you think, John? I feel like this is sort of your territory because it borders on politics.
I guess I would say it really depends if it's single mom or dad, but I don't want to get into the red pill shit.
It doesn't.
Look at studies, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does. Single dads do much better with their kids than single moms. Single moms
for boys, you mean?
Single moms raise murderers.
That's the dumbest.
Google it. Google the stats. Google the stats. Check out anyone in prison.
Dumbest shit.
Check out anyone in prison.
The dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life.
Google everyone in prison.
Who's more likely to be abusive? Just on average.
Men.
Then shut the fuck up.
And who are these abusive men in prison? Raised by single moms.
You can't do that. You can't do that. And who are the single moms? Yeah, he's right. He's right.
Someone said Zherka's right.
It's not fair. I should have access to this button too.
Yeah,
Can't be doing that fucking Charlemagne shit.
Get Killjoy in there. Here, we'll put these on.
This one?
Wait.
Killjoy.
You can call me Charlemagne, I'll bitch slap you. But I'm more like Kev. Oh, you don't know who that is?
Wait, here, that's yours.
Get closer when you do this. Like knees.
Killjoy.
Knees.
What's a Killjoy? Oh, I get it. That's not even. You should be canceled for saying that shit, to be honest.
He's trolling. Listen, man, the masculine role, the man, the father, really represents the discipline and structure the kid needs.
Who's more likely to be abusive?
But a single...
Who's more likely to be abusive? Why can't you answer that question?
Yeah, man.
And what effect does abuse have on a child?
But single dads just do better statistically.
Why can't you answer that question?
Single dads...
What happens? Like, does abuse have a positive or a negative effect on the child?
What do you think of this? Single moms resent men, and they instill beta male tendencies in their boys.
To be honest, I don't like agree either way. But to say that like men aren't, on average more abusive, and I don't know. Like,
what are you talking about? What do you mean?
Like you're making the assumption that men raise children better.
No. Men, single dads don't do as good as a nuclear or whatever, but they do statistically do better than a single mom. A single mom has there's a high percentage chance that's going to be a delinquent.
Why?
Google it. I don't know.
The fuck?
It's because a dad brings a lot more discipline to the household than a mom, right? And a mom usually raises kids with.
Right, this is stupid.
Right, let me know if it gets a little too much for you. Bro, stop, bro. I've never even heard of that sleep deprivation.
Sleep deprivation.
Yeah, I don't know.
Treat depression. I don't recommend it.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say, but we're gonna avoid that topic.
Oh, that's a really good point, actually.
That's what I was trying to say, but I didn't want to say she's bitter.
Because
people think then I would think all women are bitter, and they just twist my words.
That's like bordering on like philosophical, almost.
Yeah,
like
we
really
do that on my podcast a lot.
Not philosophical, but like it's kind of like theoretical,
I talk about on my podcast how like a woman's brain is more social, right? That's why they're more social. They dominate social media, all that. But a woman's brain, when left unchecked, can become very chaotic and erratic because their hormone profile pushes them more to being emotional.
We just talked about testosterone.
Do you know what a period is?
Yeah, I do, but
do you think men are just as emotional as women?
No, of course there's like emotional ability because of hormone fluctuations, but nobody would deny that. But to like deny that testosterone doesn't have also, effects on men
women also live in a world where some guy can
why don't you recognize recognize like aggressive tendencies in men? Like, why are you so unfair? Like the aggressive tendency is the equivalent of emotional ability in women, and that's due to testosterone.
Okay, but
like
what was the question?
Well, you're talking about unchecked emotions or something. I forget now, but
men tend to be less emotional than women, right? And they care less.
No, you're saying that, but men are more aggressive. Aggression and anger, these are emotions. They just have different emotions.
Okay, well,
Killjoy.
no. It's not a killjoy because, believe it or not, though aggression and stuff would benefit you. That competitive
No,
spirit
it
would
doesn't
benefit you.
benefit
Of
you. It
course,
doesn't benefit you to shoot up a like school or to like get into a fight and get
no, I'm
arrested.
not talking about
I'm
a
not.
killer.
I'm not saying
I'm not
either
talking
way.
about a murderer.
But your thinking is so like.
Why is that
your
so
thinking
extreme?
is so
Look at this
limited.
libtard shit. Why? We're talking about murderers.
No, I'm not talking about murders. I'm saying aggression will end up being that you get into a fight or you get arrested, things like that, or at the very best case scenario, you don't have positive relationships with other people, interpersonal relationships. So how can you say like that anger is not an emotion?
Women
It's
with
fucking
masculine
stupid.
women with masculine traits perform better, like Hillary Clinton.
Like which masculine traits? Not anger.
Um, well, she's an angry woman.
I don't think so. She's ambitious, you could say that, but I don't think that quality goes in either direction. I think
Hillary's
there's
not
more.
an angry
I think in the
woman. Get
past
the
there's
fuck
been
out.
more societal pressure on men to have financial to be able to support
Women
financially
are-
because we tied it to
Okay,
their worth.
if
But that has nothing to do with
look,
this. Like,
look, if 99% of prison populations are filled with men, right? We could say women care more. They're more loving. It's more emotional. Blah blah blah.
exactly.
But
Why are
which
our prisons filled with
which
men?
hinders?
Why are our prisons filled with
But-
men? Because there's one emotional. There's okay. So if we talk about emotions and you want to make the whatever argument you're making about women's emotions, and I'm making the argument that anger and aggressiveness are emotions as well, but you don't want to touch that one.
Because it's
Which one is having more of a direct effect on that person's life?
believe
The
it or
one
not-
who's like gets upset for a couple of days, if that's the argument you're making. I'm not making that argument, but
Mhm.
let's say that's the argument you're making, or the guy who's in prison for his entire life or for however long.
But I'm not talking about someone in prison. I'm talking about just
You brought up the prison
average.
argument.
I'm talking
You
about
brought up the prison.
No. I'm saying
argument.
the average Joe makes better executive decisions because he has a more stable
What's
hormone
this mean? What's
profile.
this
Eden so fucking overpowered. OP.
No.
The average Joe, not the prison Joe, right? The average Joe makes better.
Blue pill is fucking dude. These
Yeah, a
guys
lot
are-
of people are left and right, left and right on this. These topics.
dichotomous.
But some people love you. Some, yeah. I'm saying
Just, like, the argument is the
all right,
argument. But
No. The average male makes better executive decisions because he cares less about his family. He stays more time at work.
how is that good for the child though? If you care less about your family,
Okay.
like you're thinking it from one aspect, from a career aspect.
Yeah, from a career aspect, right?
Yeah, but see, this is what I was saying
be
earlier
a
about
good role model, you
define.
gotta be
why do you-
successful, dude.
You're picking the way you want to define success.
No, I'm not because
You are.
No, cavemen find resources and finances big. It's an instinctive thing, right? Every human ties their self-worth to finances.
What's more important for the person
The
to have a
child
strong
needs to
career,
see-
or
yeah.
for the child to have
The
a proper
child-
upbringing?
The child
for you?
needs to see a successful father.
You're saying that is the most important thing.
Absolutely.
And if the father's not present,
A father's love should be bitter.
I don't know.
All right, compare the average third world boy to a Western raised cock.
No,
Different styles of parenting.
yeah, what does that have to do with what we're talking about?
I'm saying, the father has to be there,
So,
but to
yeah.
be super present and shit is kind of like a little much. I don't think it's that great.
I don't think it benefits the child to have two of the same roles. I think if both parents are involved, one takes the career, and it doesn't have to be gender based, but one takes on that role that you're talking about as far as career, so the child does have that good positive role model. But the idea that they're both super emotionally connected to the child, we're seeing now has not benefited the child. They become highly dependent, codependent in some cases with their parents, or with partners who end up reflecting their parents.
Okay, a dad is a lawyer that sleeps all day because he's tired from work, doesn't play catch that much with his kid, maybe once a
come
week.
on.
I think
Come
that's a
on.
better role model than someone who plays catch
And
every day.
the child has the perception that he's unwanted, and then he goes on and develops a life based around those beliefs.
Well, he goes and
how to
outdoes
feel.
his dad and becomes more successful.
They can't though. Like
They can't?
They can't, because if they were to go above their father, they take on all the responsibilities and fears that their father protected them from.
Okay, what's
And
your
they-
thoughts on boarding school and stuff? Isn't that a good way to raise someone?
What do you mean?
Like, I genuinely believe boarding school is a good idea.
Mm.
Are you against it?
How? Why?
I didn't have structure in my life until I had a bouncer, head doorman, who was a military guy, screaming in my ear and, straightening me out. You know what I mean? Like, the first time in my
Wait,
life.
boarding school? Or
Friendly care package inbound.
Oh, we got a donation.
G donated $5. Just go look at the black ghettos all the fathers have left and the government has become
I'm
the
not talking
daddy
about
and
a
it's all
father that
gone to
left,
shit,
you
so
fucking
yes, the
idiot.
father is more important.
Listen, I'm not talking about a father who ditches. I'm just talking about a more busy father. Look at this. Here's what I'm saying. Check it out. Okay? I had no rigid structure to my life in any job, sales, moving boxes, furniture, whatever. But the first time I had a military sergeant that was also a security guard, head doorman, cut my paycheck, and he'd scream in my ear.
I'm not saying that's not good.
All I'm saying is
that's
that
really
level
good.
of stress and bitter, tough love really helped me out. And
If you get the emotional upbringing
I
from
did
the
have the
mother,
emotional, yeah.
so like you're meeting both criteria.
True, yeah. I kind of was OP'd on that, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we spent a lot of time on that one. Sorry. Okay, that's a stupid question. Yeah, fathers are crucial. Exactly.
Of course they are. Of course they are. What the fuck? When did I say that they're not crucial?
But there's something that happens when it's a single mother household where the percentage of crime goes so far up for the child, especially the boy. It's unfathomable.
But I feel like you're ignoring the obvious thing that comes with a one-parent household, that there's one income or potentially less than one income.
I don't even think that's important.
Depending on the age of the child. Really? Because that puts you in a low
No,
socioeconomic status neighborhood.
No, yeah,
and
yeah.
then, of course, who do you
Yeah, but-
associate with? You said so yourself.
Yeah,
You
but
are
I'm
who
saying
you
if
hang
the
out
dad
with.
was home and didn't have a job, the kid would be much better off. Right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I'm
still,
saying.
but you're still better off having a dad in the picture. Well, maybe not actually. Better not to have a dad than to have an abusive or neglectful dad.
No,
right?
not an abusive.
I don't know. Actually, I don't know.
No.
That's an interesting.
I'm saying.
Poverty is weakly correlated with crime, bro. Listen, where the fuck did these
You are
guys
an
get these
idiot,
stats?
bro. Okay, that guy's. We got.
That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
Okay, we're gonna time out stupid.
Apparently, it's not just poverty though.
How to stop an angry outburst before it happened? Sounds like you're in your feminine. I'm kidding. What is it?
So this is what in psychology we would call stimulus response. So stimulus being the trigger that causes you to become angry, the response being the emotional outburst. What I would say is if we can create a buffer to put something in there that just spaces out the stimulus and the response can be the most helpful. A lot of the times our anger is automatic. It's not conscious. So if you can put some sort of barrier that makes it more conscious or makes it more difficult to access mentally, can be most helpful. The best way to do that is to identify your triggers. Identify what makes you mad,
kind of
so you can be preventative about it. Obviously, that's the CBT answer. I would want to explore why you get so angry. Usually there's an idea about justice or unfairness. So look at that.
Yeah,
Do you perceive an element of unfairness or injustice in the world or in that experience? That's usually what it is.
Because forgive your parents and the anger will drop in a flash. I don't think it's that simple. You can't just say, I forgive. You actually have to talk it out with them and have that cringe moment.
Yeah.
Right? And it's got to be in depth, right?
Yeah, with them. And
you can't just say, hey, Father, I forgive you. You actually have to talk about what you felt wrong.
I feel like there's this tendency, like we just say things, like just forgive them, it's that easy.
Just
you
lose,
know?
just lose weight, bro.
I never thought about that.
Hey, just stop being depressed, bro.
Oh, I never thought about that. I never thought about that.
If you cry in front of your girl, I'm really against this. She'll use it against you eventually, 100%. I agree. Do you ever see Jon settling down?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, for a long time you did actually.
Essential inequality.
Essentially, come on, guys, focus. Yeah,
How many of these people are actually making an argument for the argument's sake rather than just letting their politics bleed in? Like, what is your prediction?
It's literally every day they change their take. It's a chat, bro.
Yeah.
It's a chat.
How many? Never mind. What was the hardest thing you had to do while going to school for your career?
Question.
I had to share a house with John when I was giving my presentation.
Do you think you can forgive your parents if they refuse to be honest? I mean, yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen. They're not going to own it fully and feel the shame, are they?
If they refuse to be honest, do you think you can forgive your parents if they refuse to be honest? Could you?
Yeah, just because it makes you a better businessman, you know. You move forward in life.
I think maybe thinking about their motivations could be helpful for like taking the anger out of it.
Yeah.
Or taking like not allowing it to be so personal. That's the one thing that I've noticed becoming a counselor, that it's hard to get mad at people because, or like to feel, you know, yeah, to get mad at people, I guess is the best one to say, because you see sort of like, well, where is this coming from? What's their motivation? What purpose is it serving? All these different questions.
I would say if they refuse to be honest, you should almost take that as a compliment because they don't want to live in a world where they wrong their offspring. So it's it still comes from care, right? So they want to double down on their shit.
My thinking went to, I don't know what they're talking about exactly, but my thinking went to like shame, like maybe like they're ashamed of something. And,
there's a shame that comes with being a parent, where it's like you always feel like you're fucking up too. Which is kind of interesting.
I feel bad, man. I feel like a lot of people compare themselves as parents to other parents.
You ask any parent, like, yo, how do you do it? They all say, I'm winging it, bro.
Yeah,
you have to.
You have to.
Yeah,
right?
Nobody actually knows what the fuck.
Unless you've had like that first child, you are winging it. You have to be, right?
How do you describe how you were raised? Do you think your parents' parenting was effective? I think for you two it was. For me, I kind of fell off.
How so?
The drugs, the drug dealing.
No, but you're like typical youngest child syndrome. You know, like you were allowed to explore.
I think failing in school.
You were allowed to explore like your artistic side, and
they gave up on me. Just say that.
Yeah, they're like, you know what, two for three.
I would have. Well, they didn't give up.
I'm just kidding.
They didn't give up. I mean. Yeah. I remember Dad would always say to me when he's dropping me off in school, he's like, remember...
Oh, is that why you're making that argument earlier, that our dad was sort of like the more removed, you know? And our mom was more
working
emotional.
A lot of hours, yeah. But no. I made that argument because I read it somewhere. But I remember our dad always dropping me off in summer school and being like, I'm proud of you because you're learning it twice. I was like, why is this guy?
Yeah, he's very optimistic.
He's a very optimistic. I knew he was lying through his teeth, though. And I'm like, bro, I'd rather you say nothing when I'm leaving that book bag. Right?
It's like you had to say.
He was so stoked every time I finished. He'd buy me something. He'd be like, yo, let's get you a fucking full pizza when I was a fat ass. Every time I finished school. Do you think your older brother ever feels left out with how close you guys are? I feel like the thing that affected our older brother the most was he was a lot older as when we were refugees trying to leave the country during the war. He was actually lost and had a seriously traumatic moment, and that shaped his whole. That made him a lot more different than us, where he was lost in a war zone without his mom and dad at 7 or 8. It's a very, very old age if you think about it. But
what does that have to do with the question?
I'm saying that's why he's a lot more different than us.
I don't think he feels left out because he like you and I always had each other, but he always like went and he had like a big group of friends. He's very sociable and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, but I'm saying
and he has a family
from all these war children, all three of us, he had the worst.
Yeah, he's experienced
mentally. He's definitely seen the most shit. Yeah. Which is weird because he's so sophisticated, right?
Yeah. But he's also like the oldest brother, which is usually what tends to happen, where they become very proper. And
he was removed though a lot. He was very independent, very very different from us. Whereas we would argue and hate each other.
All right, I'm leaving.
No, chill. This is
5 minutes.
Where you got to go, bro? I'm working.
It's Friday night, man.
I don't give a fuck, bro. You're staying here. I've been working so long. Mushi, I don't even know what the fuck that is. Is it true the first child? All I know about first children is you're never supposed to marry a first child. They have serious selfish issues. I read that first child syndrome is really bad. That they're the most selfish humans you could marry. And
What?
yeah, I read that. Middle children usually are the best, apparently, right? You think American individualism is a destructive concept? Believe it or not, we are born into communities, whether family or school and stuff like that. But you're supposed
to justify things based on the collective instead of the individual. You can justify a lot of like really heinous things. The Nazis did it.
No, but let's not just jump, dude. There's a little much. We're on Twitch, bro. Relax.
But I'm saying like that it's a very slippery slope.
But I do think thinking like an individual benefits you a lot.
Was John actually a fat ass? No, he was not. You weren't. Why do you always say that?
I showed a photo.
You were.
They said I was fat.
Which photo?
Grade 8.
What the fuck? No.
With the stomach, yeah. Why are you laughing, bro? Now, why do you always downplay it? Like, do you feel ashamed?
Because you always sell yourself.
Friendly care package inbound.
Apex Jono donated $5.
Like
I appreciate you bringing your brother on, bro. Cheers for the free therapy session.
Show me the picture. Let's see the picture.
I've already dropped it on Twitch. Alright, I was fit. Fuck it. He doesn't want to take responsibility for his genetics.
Okay, I'm gone. I'm leaving. I'm leaving.
What about only child? Yeah, only children are some weak people, bro. Can you explain first child syndrome? I don't know how to explain it, bro. Is it bad that I find joy when I cheat on my girl, bro? That's probably the best part. But remember, there's no such thing as cheaters, only caughters. It's only cheating if you got caught. And make right with God and never tell her. And never do it again. But, in the shadows is where we live. Do you have social... how to deal with depression and relapse? Therapists are booked out for months in my city after 2 years of lockdown.
That's what I was talking about.
Wow. Wait, can't they do online?
Yeah, but I think it's just... There just aren't enough therapists. I'm so exhausted. I'm going. I'm leaving. Okay, last question. Let's go.
No.
Good. Give me a good question.
No, dude,
good,
we're peaking.
Good,
you
difficult
have to
question.
We're peaking.
No, I don't want that. I don't leave.
Does he sound like me? Yeah.
Yeah. Sound funny.
John, very lost. Trust me. Yeah, we're gonna trust you, Mister. What do you talk about, huh? Let's see your fucking logs. Let's see. Watch you embarrass yourself now. Let's scroll up. Let's see what
you can see everything they posted?
Yeah. This little rat.
Why do the government...
Look at all these government questions. What a fucking loser this guy is. Zherka look how he spells demon. Is Kelly a Twitch streamer? You should be ashamed of yourself. Kelly's never gonna fucking kiss you, bro. A narcissist ego is so funny to listen to. Yeah, you listen to me. I don't tune into your stream, bitch. You spend hours with me. You didn't make a dime, bitch.
All right, last question. I'm leaving, guys. Oh.
No, he's not a flat earther. Does having something to always work on starve off the dread of existentialism? Nothing can stop that.
Does having something to always work on stave off the dread of existentialism?
If you're passionate about it, it can help.
Yeah.
What else are you going to do?
Thoughts on eating. That's a good one to end on.
No, we're ending on a good one. Fuck this guy. You're done, bro. Fucking degenerate. How are you able to compartmentalize the trauma from your clients and not bring it home with you?
That's hard. You have to have like good self-care, I guess. Like I go to the gym usually afterwards, and it's been so good for helping me like shift my
Oh,
like
you think
from-
of weights and stuff right away?
yeah, like kickboxing especially, but
Yeah.
that's so good from putting me in a different place. Yeah, that's we definitely talked a lot about that.
Anna's
It's not
here?
always easy.
Get the fuck out of here.
No
Anna.
way.
Let's find out if she's in chat. No, she's not. Anna! Bro, can I get her on a call? She's finishing her master's right now, but people are skeptical of her in my chat because she doesn't answer questions like you.
I'm leaving though. I'm gone.
No, talk to her on a call first.
No, I'll just listen.
No,
You guys
quickly.
go ahead.
I'm just gonna ask you guys both a question. Anavar, I'm gonna call you. This is gold, bro. 2 therapists, right? Or 1 therapist and Anavar. She's not working yet. She's adorable though. Okay, careful. She might write wrote a manifesto on a guy, right?
Manifest.
Anna,
God,
Anna,
hi, John.
how are you doing, Anna?
Oh my God.
How are you doing? Are you typing away? What? Your mic is off. We can't hear you. Yeah, I don't know.
Sorry.
It's
I-
okay.
It's off.
Who's that with
You
you?
can't hear me at all?
Yeah, we can
No,
hear
we
you.
hear you.
Okay. Cool.
Anna, how's your day, Anna?
That was good. Wait, what kind of therapeutic approach do you use? I just
Oh,
want to
me?
know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I use a couple different ones: CBT, DBT, exposure and response prevention, and I'm getting trained in EMDR. I don't know if you're familiar with that one.
Yes. Yeah, I am. It's
Yeah,
really
yeah.
good for PTSD. Yeah.
Yeah,
I want to get certified in EMDR as well.
That's the best one, I think.
DBT.
Are you you're in school right now?
CBT. Yeah, on my master's program.
Nice. When do you graduate?
In about a year.
Why has John been talking so much shit about you?
That's just what he does.
Oh, okay. All right.
Also, she's the one person to cry on my stream.
Ugh.
She's
Yeah, seriously.
It's okay, Anna.
She's
you can cry.
emotional. It's
No,
almost,
fuck it.
it's
John.
not, it's
John's
not,
a bully. He's a bully.
No, not me. Hey, it wasn't me. So yeah, Anavar.
Wait, have you been listening the entire time?
No, I just got here. This
Oh, go
sucks.
back and
I wish
watch it.
I. Damn it.
No, Anavar. My question is like, how do you deal with someone who comes to you and says, I have serious narcissism.
I mean, it might not be like true, right? Like they might think they're like narcissistic, but maybe they're not. You know?
Let's say it's me. I need help.
John,
Sandwich me, you guys.
Get him, Anna.
does your brother think that you're narcissistic?
Yeah, of course. I've known him a long time. John, like high. I think he'd score like in the 90th percentile, maybe, as far as
Yeah.
narcissism is concerned.
Yeah, that was
Was that your diagnosis too?
Wait a minute.
Like,
Get him.
yes,
Get him, man.
just
What
educated
gave her-
guess. That's all.
What
She's
gave
got the night shifts. I
what-
take care of John during the day.
what gave it away? Is it the 500,000 views overnight or the highest paid affiliate?
It's a lot of things, John.
Anna, what
It's
is
a
it?
lot of
Yeah,
things,
what is
honestly.
it?
Is it the check mark? So Anna, what would you say? What should I start doing every day? Let's hear your advice, and then Eden's. I want to fix myself. I want to balance out. I want to be like you guys.
I think
John,
Go
you
ahead,
know,
Anna.
you can still be yourself, John. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, but let's say I
Mashallah.
want more balance like you guys.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, you would have to like actually get a professional therapist for that, though, John. Honestly,
I want you so we can make out during the session.
Yeah, John, that goes against that violates ethical codes.
That's fine. I'm gonna be fucking doing lines.
Fire
in
him,
the,
Anna.
can I do a line
Fire
of
him.
coke?
Set up your boundaries, Anna.
Yo,
Don't let him.
Anna, what would you do if I did a fat line of coke in the office right in front of you?
I mean,
Boundaries.
I would
Yeah.
probably,
Would it be
I mean,
narcissistic
honestly-
if I didn't offer you a line?
I would just be like, what the fuck? It wouldn't even know how to react to that.
But I heard
would just
Freud-
be like, oh.
What if I said I'm trying to be more like Freud?
I mean, you know, I think Freud was a little bit narcissistic himself, to be honest. Like, so
What's your biggest critique of him?
I like Freud. I appreciate Freud. I like psychoanalytic theory, especially modern psychoanalytic, like the approach, object relations and all that. I love that stuff. Well,
Modern
I have
Freud.
respect for Freud. I do.
Yeah.
Is there anything you don't like?
Well, I don't really like how he was pretty fucking sexist, and it was a little.
That was my favorite part.
Oh my
Wait,
god.
cam up, Anna.
I can't right now. I have to get ready for Infrared's panel, actually.
Get the fuck out of here. When is that?
That's pretty much in like 20 minutes.
I'm a host you guys into the show, okay?
Okay.
Wait, cam up for a bit, and then I'm gonna host you guys, okay?
I can't, like, I'm straightening my bangs. I gotta go.
No,
Finish
just for a
straightening my
minute.
bangs.
Just for a few minutes. The chat want to see you.
No.
Come on. please
Okay,
go.
John, the next time you have your brother on, like, damn it, you gotta let me know.
You guys
let's
would
do it,
love
let's
each
do
other.
it.
Hey, do your Harley thing.
No, no way.
Okay.
I don't need to, like, I don't need to, like,
Wait,
I
tell
don't need
my
to
brother.
sound crazy.
Tell my brother. I once asked her a crazy hypothetical, because she said prenup means no marriage. Like you can't do that
Alright.
with her. I once
Alright,
asked her,
okay.
what if a guy,
Wasn't that
what
black
if
and white?
I said, what if 99% of his income went to saving starving children, and he wants to marry you? He's giving you a house, a car, everything, but all the income is going
Don't
to
do that,
starving
Anna,
children.
don't fall for that. Don't let
no,
him use the
check
extreme
this. Check
to-
this out, bro. Her answer was, I would not marry him if
Don't
I
let
don't
John
get.
use the extreme to make
Right.
his argument. That's
Bro,
fuck-
she let the kids
No,
starve.
this-
She
Yeah.
said live.
such
She
a-
let the kids
John
starve
does
in
tend
live.
to use
Don't-
extremes,
you don't
yeah.
have to answer those, Anna. I'll be your lawyer today.
Anna, what is
I'll help you, Anna. I have 27 years of experience fighting this guy.
Yeah,
I can
even
help you.
longer actually.
Longer,
which
and
we're
9
twins.
months. Yeah.
And check it out, Anna.
I know all
what
his
is
tricks.
what is stonewalling?
Okay, so that's like usually in the context of like intimacy, like dating sort of relationships, some kind of intimate, like where there's romance relationship. Or I guess it could technically happen in friendships too. So it's like when you're having a conflict and the one person just like completely withdraws, like emotionally withdraws
But
from the
aren't you
conflict.
supposed, when she's arguing, aren't you just supposed to close the door and leave?
That would be stonewalling.
Right.
Like you're supposed to ask for like a break.
Break.
Instead of just like literally just like ignoring, like
What if
walking away
she's-
or
what
letting
if she's
stop
scream-
responding or something.
What if she's screaming?
Okay, well that's a little bit different, right? Because people don't need to be screamed at, but it still kind of helps to be like, let's take a break and come back to this conversation when we're both like cooled off a bit.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
shouldn't
Anna, wouldn't you want to meet the client where they are? I imagine if they're having fights like that, it's not that easy to do. Like that's everybody's
Yeah.
goal to do that, right? But you meet the
For
client where they
sure.
are, maybe they can't get there.
But
Yet,
shouldn't
Yeah, for
shouldn't-
sure.
so maybe
There's a
walking
lot
out
of
is the
people that
best-
need some work
best
to
option
get
for it.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if he's a competent man, shouldn't she just listen to everything he says?
Get him,
No.
get him, Anna. I'll take care of him here.
Oh my God, John.
How do you put up with this, Anna? What the fuck?
Oh, I've accepted how John is, and so, I just expect it. It's not like shocking at all. I'm just like, yep, okay, that tracks.
Good, good.
Anna, tell my brother how rich your parents are.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
My parents aren't even that rich. It's like extended family.
Yeah, but you said your
They
parents
have there's a lot of
full
landlords in
property.
my family.
Bro, she's rich. Where are you staying at right now?
A
Are you at
house.
the same place?
Yeah, same place.
What's the panel about today? Is it politics?
Yeah, politics. Yeah.
And what are your politics? Where do you align?
I tend to be left leaning.
Economically, but for your social values, you're a libtard?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I kind of do appreciate like some traditional social values, but also,
What?
yeah, more liberal. It depends.
Like what?
Well, like, I mean, I'm in favor of people getting married, and like, I'm not really a big fan of like hookup culture and all of that. And I don't know, people trying to stay together instead of like getting divorced, especially when there's kids involved, like going for, I don't know, marriage counseling. I don't think it's really that, it's not like my opinions are really that controversial, I don't think. I mean, but I guess like if you're talking to online leftists, like they would kind of think that my opinions are more like trad wifey sounding, I guess. I don't know.
You guys make up a lot of terms, eh? What the fuck's a trad wife?
No, trad
Oh,
con is
yeah.
trad conservative.
Okay.
Yeah. The internet
Yeah.
has like
Yeah.
little terms for everything. Anna, how come every liberal has like fucking mental issues?
Oh my God, John.
I'm
I
kidding.
think that might just be your perception of
Right,
them.
right.
He's
You
projecting.
know
He's projecting Anna.
what I think comes with this ideology of individual liberty is everyone thinks humans are born good. Do you think humans are born good, Anna?
I think that they're born more so like neutral, to be honest. But I do
Yikes.
Blank
think
slate.
that people
Yikes.
tend to lean more towards like
But
what we
aren't
would consider good traits. Yeah,
but
like
Anna, don't you teach a kid how to be good, not how to be bad? Because humans are born in a fallen state where they're inflicted and wicked.
that's something that Freud would say for sure. But I kind of disagree with that. I think humans are more so neutral.
Do you
And
believe in
yeah,
the devil, Anna?
the devil.
Right. I think the best concept of the devil I ever heard was what the barrier is between the subconscious and the conscious is the devil. What do you think of that? The
Never heard that one.
So your subconscious is an elephant. You appease it with a peanut, but it has its own mind of its own. It goes in its own direction, and you have to appease it. You have to kind of make, what your subconscious is your subconscious, right? And why you can't know your true self is because your consciousness cannot fully connect with your subconscious because the devil interrupts it.
Devil. Well, I'm wondering who said that.
I did.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
John the philosopher.
in your dreams, you're your true self, right? That that
Nah.
that shameful feeling
I
you
don't
have
know.
in your dreams, right, is your true thought of yourself.
I don't know if that's necessarily true.
All dreams, especially the ones that are self-harm, whether you're dreaming about a toxic boyfriend, whatever the fuck, all dreams are unfulfilled wishes.
I mean, that could be one aspect of dreams. That's certainly one theory. There's a lot of theories about what dreams are, though.
Anna, what theory do you lean towards, like from a psychology perspective?
Probably more so. I honestly, I think like kind of Freud a little bit in terms
Really?
of dreams. Yeah.
Or not just dreams, just in general, like as a
Oh,
counselor.
well, I'm kind of similar to you, where like I sort of like a lot like an eclectic approach, where it's like because I do like DBT and CBT, but also I do appreciate like the theoretical approach of like psychodynamic because I think that like it is really important to look at childhood and like attachment patterns and everything. Particularly, I think they do define quite a bit like how people interact with others, like later in life, especially.
Okay. You're a student right now?
Yeah.
Here's my advice as a therapist. The thing I've found
Okay.
most effective is start with CBT, stabilize the client, and then move into psychodynamic.
Yeah.
That's the best approach you can take. How much longer do you have to
About a
graduate?
year.
About a year?
Yeah.
Are you in the US or
You
Canada?
got a
Yeah.
lot to learn.
The
I'm
US.
in the
Oh
US.
shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know how
I'm
much
already
it is.
certified in like trauma informed like was it like like a trauma informed approach of like CBT for like kids and adolescents. It's like a specific type, but yeah, I do like CBT. It's also like the one that insurance companies like the best too. So,
Yeah, yeah. Now fuck the
but
insurance
yeah.
companies.
It's
They,
kind
they don't
of
need to know shit about the counseling part of it, right? They just offer
Yeah.
the coverage. They're not the professionals. We are.
No, I know. They try to act like it though.
Yeah. The US, I don't know how it works in the US. Is it like as fucked up as like the healthcare system and all that stuff? Like,
Oh, right. You guys are Canadian. That's right. No,
yeah.
it's definitely pretty fucked up. Yeah.
And I was thinking of also becoming a psychologist. Do you recommend it?
John,
I
I'm
was
not
thinking
sure.
of going to I was thinking of going to Trump University.
Trump University. Oh my God. Can you imagine? Okay. I have to go. Infrared just went live.
All right, bye, Anna.
I don't know.
Okay,
It was nice talking to you.
See ya. Can I go too? Sorry, John, you have to do this by yourself.
Yeah, I'm gonna host them and I'm gonna come chill with you. Okay.
I'm leaving. It's too late.
What the fuck?
We just chilled for like 2 hours.
Where are you trying to go?
Going out?
We're done work. Let's do the.
It's too late.
Let's
No,
do what we.
Oh, but we do have to send those forms.
No,
out, but
and